everybody, and welcome back to That's Football for another Club World Cup watch-along. This time it is Inter Miami versus Porto. You've got Lionel Messi, you've got Samu, and it's being played at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. And I tell you something, Maud, with the heat we've got here in Manchester, I feel like I'm in Atlanta. I feel like I could be in Miami right now. It's boiling.
Yeah, I mean, I literally just came back from holiday, and I said before, it feels like I'm still there. It's like, I don't know what degree it is, but you know that the UK heat is just humid, like it just holds itself. There's no wind. It's just very like warm, and I agree with you saying it's probably the same as what they're playing in America right now.
Can you imagine playing in this heat?
Oh yeah, they're gonna need a drinks break or something. That'd be horrible.
There 100% will be a drinks break, but we've already got a poll in the chat. Who's the GOAT, Messi or Ronaldo? We're going to have this debate. We've got loads to come. Obviously, there's going to be commentary on the game. We're going to be on a little bit of scout watch. There's some players that we could be scouting, Samu being one of them, and I've got a few other players I've got my eyes on as well. And on top of that, Ryan's loving the show so much, he's playing it in the background. On top of that, we've got some quiz questions and we've got some topics. And of course, we're going to be bringing in questions from the chat as well.
Yeah, I mean, look, because I've not been here for a minute, I feel like I need to talk a bit more about football anyway, because there's been a lot that's been going on in general, so I'm interested in seeing what we've got.
Have you seen recently, we will get on to this game, of course we will, but so many people are putting it in the chat.
What?
Have you seen that Liverpool are selling Konza 40 million euros?
40?
To Leverkusen.
How they manage that?
That's how they're spending their Verts money on Gerald Kwanzaa. Like, are you joking?
How they manage that? Oh my gosh.
And we're struggling to even get 50 million together for Garnacho. What is going on? What is going on?
I saw a Liverpool fan say the other day that, like, technically, if you minus the Konza money from the Verts money, it's only like 70 million. I was like, that's not really how it works, though, is it?
It's mad, isn't it? Because that's what Liverpool have done. They've gone and bought Verts from Leverkusen. Leverkusen are going buying Kwanzaa. It just seems all a bit sus to me. Like, no way he's worth that amount.
Yeah, I mean, he's not really a regular star. I mean, to be fair, Liverpool, in their defence, they've had so many players that have had to partner with Van Dijk. And I feel like when you do partner up next to arguably the best centre-back in the world, you're always going to be like a second fiddle. And I feel like a lot of these players, like Konza, Kanate right now is doing amazing last season. He's probably going to be starting again. But we saw like Gomez, we saw... what's his name? Matip. Like so many defenders have had to play next to Van Dijk and almost be like the understudy, and I feel like a lot of them can be a main defender, a main centre-back for another team. Maybe not as big as Liverpool, but they can go away and be a main centre-back or the number one centre-back for another team. So I think Konza's probably going out to think, you know what, I can get more game time and probably establish my name a little bit more at a different club.
Exactly, that is what I think is going on, but the price just does not sit right with me.
Yes, a lot.
I'm sat here thinking, like, we sold McTominay for 30 million and he's the GOAT of Serie A.
But at the same time, we have bought some centre-backs for, like, how much was Lenny Euro?
Yeah, he was a lot, but he was...
It's like 40-something million as well, to be fair.
I think he was about 50 million.
But he's
generational talent.
He is. And Aiden Heaven, 1 million.
Yeah, exactly, so you've got to look at that. But get in the... What is Ten Hag cooking? Get Ten Hag to prison.
Oh yeah, he's a manager.
Do you know what, Ten Hag, not only... By the way, I have a lot of fondness left for Ten Hag, I'm going to be honest. But not only was some of his recruitment absolutely shocking, he's now spending the Verts money on helping Liverpool out. What are you doing? What are you doing?
I have no... I'll be honest.
And spend it on Garnacho.
Yeah, not to make this anything about United, but I have no sympathy for Ten Hag. I just feel like he sent us back so many years with the signings that he made. Some of them, you are right, they were okay, like Martinez, some of these players, but I feel like he was just one of those guys that just wanted to sign people that he knew. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the United stuff. I'll give you a little bit more context on today's game. Inter Miami versus Porto.
Yeah.
I mean, some people thought it would have been Inter Milan because of the way that they put it out there.
I hold my hands up.
You thought it was Inter Milan,
until I came to the studio, I thought it was Inter Milan. I was thinking, let's talk about some of their players, but Inter Miami is still a decent game. I mean, I didn't watch the full game, but I saw the highlights for the Inter Miami's first game, and I thought that was a great game. In my opinion. I thought it was I know it was 0-0, but if you actually see the chances and some of the goalkeeping performances, Messi was doing amazing at 37, 38, however old he is. I thought there was a lot of like moments in that game that potentially today we could see a lot of goals. So
100%, and the game should be kicking off now at 8 o'clock. We're just waiting for our producer to get the game actually on the screen. I was promised that it would be up and running, we'd be live, we'd be watching the game as it kicked off. But unfortunately, it's not yet on our screens. You just can't get the staff around here, everyone. You just cannot get the staff, so stay with us. You might have to tell us what's going on until we get this up on the screen. But a little bit of context to tell the viewers at home. So it's being played at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, absolutely unbelievable stadium if you've seen that in Atlanta, Georgia. No, but we're going there on the pre-season tour. United will be playing there in pre-season. And it's part of Group A. Group A is currently wide open with all 4 teams, Inter Miami, Porto, Palmeiras and Al Ahly, locked on 1 point and a 0-goal difference after the first round.
Yeah.
A win is pretty much essential for both teams because right now, you know, you're looking at it and every single team is on 1 point with a 0-goal difference, so it could go either way.
If I was to make my predictions for this first group, if I'm being honest, I think Inter Miami are in trouble. Only because I would have thought if they were to get any kind of result, it would have been in that first game. And I think the way how Porto are, I think they're a great team in general. Just I don't know, they're a European team. They play Champions League football. They're obviously a higher level. And the way I saw Palmeiras play against Porto, they looked like they could go toe-to-toe with them. They looked like they were on the same level, and not even just offensively. I think defensively, they're pressing very high, they're winning the ball back, they were creating a lot of good chances. Obviously, both teams didn't end up winning both games. There was no winner. But I looked at that second game and I thought, you know what, there's a bit more quality in Porto and Palmeiras compared to Inter Miami and Al Ahly. I don't know how you pronounce it. So if I was to make my predictions, I would say I think Porto and Palmeiras might go through. And I think Inter Miami, if they don't get a result today, it's going to be very difficult.
Can Messi bail them out? Is he the GOAT? Is Ronaldo the GOAT? I mean, we've already got over 1,000 votes in, right? 51% Ronaldo, 49% Messi.
That is actually insane. You know what it is? The GOAT debate in football is probably the only thing where it's like literally bang on in the middle. And I think, to be fair, should I? Okay,
you say who you think the GOAT is and I'll say who I think the GOAT is.
Okay. Mine is, I'm going to say Ronaldo. I'm going to say Ronaldo.
United
it is my United, just that inner red. I can't not go against, you know, one of the GOATs of my club. But what I will say is, it's hard to kind of go against Messi just because, in my opinion, let's say there was aliens that come to Earth and they would say, look, who represents football? I would say Messi. Because Messi, to me, is like an alien. He's like, it doesn't make sense when I watch him play. Even till now, like some of the things he does, I just think it doesn't add up. This isn't what a normal footballer is capable of doing. Whereas with Ronaldo, I look at it and I just think he is just the most complete footballer. He can head, he can pass, he can, you know, dribble, he can shoot and whatnot. Well, in his prime anyway, he could do all these things. But I look at Messi and I just think this isn't real. It's not real. This isn't a real footballer. So it's hard to really say he's not the GOAT of something, at least.
Oh, it's gone to 50. Oh, he went to 50-50. He's on 50-50 now. I am with you, Mods, right?
Yeah.
As much as I think Messi's absolutely insane, like ridiculous, I'm Ronaldo through and through.
You have to be.
I'm a Ronaldo girl. And I'm sorry, I think it says a lot about you which way you go.
Depending on who you support.
Yeah. But do you know what it is? Even if I wasn't a United fan, I still think I would be Ronaldo.
I don't think you would.
I think I would. It's the personality, it's the big game player aspect, it's the fact he's just, I don't want to sit here and everyone say, Beth, you're just glazing Ronaldo, but he's just everything that I would want in an athlete. Everything I would want. He works hard, his nutrition's on point, his body is ridiculous.
Yeah.
If, like the Gary Neville thing, if you want someone who's going to shoot with his left, shoot with his right. If you hang it up in the air, he's going to score a header. If you want someone to score a penalty, if you want someone to score in a big game moment, I mean, Messi can do a lot of that as well. Like, do not get me wrong, Messi's just ridiculous. But I just think Ronaldo, he's just got this grit about him that I absolutely love. And do you know what? Everyone's saying, well, he's not got a World Cup. Wait till next year. Wait till next year when he completes 1,000 goals and then goes it. How old will he be? Like 38 or something, 40. Maybe 40?
Yeah.
And goes and lifts a World Cup.
That'll be it. That will be
the most beautiful story I've ever seen, and I will love it. And I will.
I'll cry.
I'll breathe it in. Like if it's England versus Portugal in the final.
I'll be
I'm
honest.
a little bit like this.
I'm supporting Ronaldo. I feel like the story for Ronaldo to win the World Cup is a better story for England than England. I know they're going to hate that I say that.
Oh, but you are going to get hate.
Well, I feel like England can win it the tournament after. Ronaldo can't. You know what I mean? Like there's just more to it of seeing the greatest player of all time winning the World Cup in his last ever World Cup, probably his last season. He might not play another season. He might play a couple more, but it's going to be one of his last seasons. To see him lift the biggest tournament, the biggest cup ever, is the greatest story we've ever seen. It's just not it's not bigger for England to win it. So if it is between the two, I'm picking Ronaldo, unfortunately.
He'll be 41 in the World Cup next year.
41, that's crazy.
Yeah, he'll be 41 if he plays in it, and I think he will. I think Martinez will take him. But can we just say, everything else he's done for Portugal, they've won the Euros, the Nations League. He's been obviously a huge part of that.
Yeah.
Instrumental. I saw the other day, and I quote tweeted actually, let me try and get it back up, because when you see it written down, you honestly just can't get your head around how ridiculous Cristiano Ronaldo is. He's absolutely off the scale in terms of what he's won. So Cristiano Ronaldo, right, 2 Nations Leagues, 1 European Championship, 5 Champions Leagues, 4 FIFA Club World Cups, 3 Super Cups, 3 Premier League titles, an English FA Cup, 2 English League Cups, 1 Community Shield, 2 La Liga titles. That took me back. I thought he would have won more than 2 La Liga titles, but obviously he's competing with Messi's Barcelona there. You have 2 Spanish Cups, 2 Spanish Super Cups, 2 Serie A titles, 1 Italian Cup, 2 Italian Super Cups, and a Portuguese Super Cup. What he's won is absolutely off the scale. The goals he's scored are absolutely ridiculous. And the amount... And we've just got the game on, by the way. We've just got the game on. But Messi, I get it. He also is ridiculous. But Ronaldo, for me, just edges it.
Can I say one more thing? In fact, I think it's just a penalty VAR or what is it?
We got it on at the right moment. We finally got the game on. Shout out to the people working behind the scenes to do that. Appreciate it as well.
It might be a penalty VAR.
Ooh, it is a penalty VAR.
I'll bring my point up after this because I really want to see what's going on. In fact, someone in the chat, let us know how the game's been in the first five minutes because we've only just got the game on.
Mario into the box for Porto. Mario has dribbled into the box for Porto and he's been fouled. I'm trying to see who the player is that's fouled him. Yeah, people in the chat can say I'm glazing all I want. You've actually gone 51% Messi. Get out of here.
I don't mind. Like, what's wrong with glazing Ronaldo? It's Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Like
also, I'm a United fan.
Yeah. Like, why is that a bad thing to glaze Ronaldo?
Alan is the player who's put that tackle in. Their coach, Inter Miami's coach, Mascherano here, Javier Mascherano, is having a little bit of a go at the assistant referee. Doesn't think it should be a penalty.
This would be a big moment. They can get a goal this early on in the game, 5 minutes in. Yeah, we'll see. I've just seen
the way my MacBook's placed.
Yeah.
It looks like I've just got a shirt on.
What do you mean?
And no top. But I need to be like that.
Dude, I
promise you, I actually have a shirt on. I'm not just covering it with the MacBook.
It is a penalty. Okay.
Wow. By the way, that stadium looks insane.
Yeah.
And do you know what? We did a watch along with Ricky yesterday. Quality's gone up tenfold. So whoever sorted that out for me, it's in HD this time.
Oh, was it like 720 before?
Samu, by the way. Samu.
I've heard a lot of
I would sign Samu in a second. He's still only 21 and he's insane.
Yeah. And I was going to say in this kind of game as well, from seeing how Inter Miami's defence was in the first game, they had a lot of, I'm going to say holes in their defence where they could get easily counted on. Samu's probably the perfect player with his physicality and his pace to really like exploit it.
He's stepping up now to take it.
Let's see if he can slide.
See if he can do it. Decent run
up.
up.
Right.
Ooh, just their keeper nearly got it there. So their keeper, Ustari, who had a fantastic game in the first match into Miami, keeper got a hand to it, but Samu managed to knock it past him into the left corner. I feel sorry for Inter Miami's keeper there, Ustari, who nearly kept it out. Just looking back at the penalty, I'm not gonna lie. Alan did knock his toe. Samu runs up. The grass looks super clean. Not the best hit.
Astro.
But Is it Astro?
No, I'm just
I was going to say,
joking.
who's Starry got a hand to it for Inter Miami, but couldn't manage to keep it out. And Porto are 1-0 up.
He actually saved the penalty in the first game as well. So I would have thought, he is decent at saving penalties because he did get a hand on that one. And I thought if there was a little bit less power on it, you got to give credit to the goal scorer. 26th goal this season. He's having a great season. So give credit to the goal scorer, but he did get a hand on it. So he is potentially, let's say there was a case where they get through and there was a penalty shootout. That's a player to kind of look out for. The goalkeeper.
If I'm not wrong as well, and I'll bring in some chats that you're getting in the comments down below. Thank you everyone for that. If I'm not wrong, Samu was bought on a cut price from, I'm pretty sure it was Atletico Madrid. I think Porto got him for around 15 million euros. It was something really cheap, and he nearly went to Chelsea. Chelsea nearly took a punt on him from Atletico Madrid, and Porto ended up getting the deal done for around 15 million euros. He's still only 21. He's absolutely, he's a beast. He's physically top, technically good, bullies centre-backs, always in the right place at the right time. He was bullying United centre-backs when we played them still under Ten Hag last year. He is a proper talent at 21. So
and you look at the market right now for strikers. First of all, I'm not going to say he's like world class or anything like that. He's obviously got a lot of potential. There's a lot more that he can possibly do to kind of raise his or establish stuff a bit more in Europe. But there's quite a few teams that are looking for top strikers. I mean, I think obviously Liverpool got Wirtz right now in that 10 position, but they're still looking for someone who can probably play down the line, especially next year or the next 2 years when Salah leaves. They're going to need another main goal scorer in that team. United obviously need a striker, and we all know about that. Arsenal, they've obviously got a conversation about Sesko and Gyökeres and all these other strikers. I mean, there's a few teams across Europe that potentially could be looking for a player like Samu in the next couple of years as being their main goal scorer, going forward. I
absolutely could see him in the Premier League. I think the reason why Porto got him at a cut price deal is because of concerns over injury. It could have been, I think there was a concern to do with his medical that he could have a career-ending injury, but he's managed to go to Porto and he's stayed fit and done fantastically well. And I'm going to be honest, as a United fan, if we signed Samu tomorrow at 21, I would be absolutely ecstatic. I've watched quite a bit of him now, and I know he's good. That was close, and that was risky. Inter Miami playing.
They're trying to play at the back, and a team like Porto, that their intensity is going to be high. We watched them against United, and we saw they've got that typical European kind of. A lot of the top teams across Europe, they have that high press, that intense press, and it's difficult to play out from the back. One thing I will say is, again, I watched highlights from the Palmeiras game, and they actually got caught out a lot playing at the back themselves in Porto, but Palmeiras actually caught them out a few times, winning the ball back high up the pitch. So Inter Miami, because of their older players, Suarez, Messi, you kind of don't expect them to have that high press, to be more intense going from the front line. So you see
Messi
right now,
just did a pretty good job
you see right now there's a lot of space though for them playing at the back, and it kind of makes it a little bit easier just because of the age of Inter Miami's players in general.
Yeah, well, if you actually go and look at the two different managers for both of these teams, so you have the Porto manager, you have the Porto manager, Sergio Conceição. I think I've said that right. Sergio Conceição. If you look at his background with Porto, he's been at Porto since 2017.
Yeah.
They've won multiple league titles, domestic cups, and what he is known for is high intensity, aggressive pressing.
Yeah.
He values that work rate. He values physicality over flair sometimes, as you can see, with the likes of Samu up front, his physicality is fantastic, and we've got other players like that all across the pitch. So they are going to be hounding down the Inter Miami players, they are going to be pressing them, and they are going to be sustaining that for a pretty long period of the game because they are used to it. Whether the heat that will affect them, I'm not sure. They're playing in Portugal.
I mean,
the heat over there,
it don't make a difference.
The heat over there is pretty hot as well. So I think they're going to be used to it, but usually they give that maximum effort till at least like the 75, 80th minute mark. So that's a little bit of background on Porto and the way they play, and Conceição and what his style and philosophy is?
I mean, I can imagine in a game like this, because of the type of players that Inter Miami have, talking about like Messi, Suarez, etc. I can imagine them kind of being more of a moments kind of team compared to Porto being more of a sustained build-up kind of team where they're going to have a bit more possession. They're going to try and control the game because they've got more experienced players. They've got arguably better players. Whereas you look at Inter Miami, Messi can just flick it on in a second, and all of a sudden there's a chance. Or all of a sudden, he's putting the ball in from anywhere, or creating played in Suarez or something like that. So I can imagine them being more of a moments kind of team, and Porto kind of almost dominating the game a bit more and working it through the pitch a little bit more than Inter Miami.
Do you know what I've just been told, Mods, and I've just seen it now as well, and I thought I couldn't see him on the touchline, is Porto had a new manager appointed on Monday. Conceição isn't there anymore. But the team is still going to have a lot of the same traits that Conceição has instilled in them. He was there for a long time. But they have a new manager, Martin Anselmi. So he is a 39-year-old Argentinian coach, and he is signed to Porto until 2027, is taking charge. So that is news to me. I thought Conceição was still in charge.
Oh, fair enough.
I did my research on Conceição, but the new manager was put in on Monday. Wow.
So what was I don't know if you've seen it. What was the reasoning behind it?
I'm going to have a look at that now.
Okay.
Why?
Ball in behind from Inter Miami. Not the best cross, and I think it's gone. Yeah, I think it's offside. Yeah, offside for Inter Miami.
It was quite an even game so far, though.
Yeah. I think obviously the penalty, early on a penalty like that, sometimes...
Conceição wasn't sacked by Porto. He left after his contract expired in June 2024 following a disagreement with the new club president.
Really?
So it was kind of like a disagreement with the club president, which is why he's not there.
Oh, that's interesting.
Why am I so behind on this news? Honestly.
I'll be honest, I've not followed Porto news, so apologies if I didn't know about that.
Rob, Always United says, Maud, how come you look so cool?
I don't know, man. Just come up from holiday, innit?
Jacob Fatu says, watch out for Samo and Mora, 18-year-old.
Yeah.
Lee Berman says, I would advise anyone to go to Madeira and go to the CR7 Museum and see all the It's One. It is absolutely unreal, and Madeira is also beautiful.
Yeah, I really want to go there as well. I'll be honest, I'm just a big Ronaldo fan. I'd happily go to Ronaldo Museum, to be honest. I want to see that. But actually, what I was going to say is, on that whole GOAT debate, I know, is the poll still there?
Yeah, it's still there. It's 50-50 still.
Still 50-50. What I will say is, usually when I have debates on the GOAT in any sport, I kind of put it down to 5 different categories. The first category I put it down to is ability. The second one I put it down to is consistency and longevity together. The third one I put it down to is influence. The fourth one is achievements and stats, and the last one is big moments. So for me, when I look at Messi and Ronaldo, and then we can kind of go through them anyway, I look at ability, and I would say Messi's got more ability, but I think Messi's ability at what he's good at is out of this world. But I think Ronaldo, when you add up everything else, you add up the complete footballer, like you said, an athlete, and his pace and strength and all these kind of things. I think Ronaldo, I don't know, I'm going to put it as even, to be fair. I'm going to put it as even. But I think Ronaldo is more of a complete footballer. And then you look at consistency and longevity, I think Ronaldo wins in that aspect. I think consistency and longevity, I think Ronaldo wins in that aspect. I think he was better younger in terms of being a 17, 18-year-old. Messi was insane at that age as well. But, I mean, Ronaldo, even at Sporting and his early days at United, was still a serious talent. And then later on in his career as well, Ronaldo, I feel like he's done more as a 38, 39-year-old than Messi has in Miami. So I think consistency and longevity, I give that to Ronaldo. And then when you look at impact and influence, I would actually give it to Ronaldo as well. Because I feel like everyone wants to be Ronaldo. I don't think everyone wants to be Messi because I don't think you can be Messi. You get what I'm trying to say? I remember when I was a kid, being from Manchester, obviously it might be a bit different, but we used to go to in school, and we would try to replicate what Ronaldo was doing every day. Even if it was free kicks, and we all stand like this, or we wear his mercurials because we wanted to be more like him. I feel like influence as a footballer, and then obviously you look at the fact that he's the most famous person in the world, I think Ronaldo kind of wins in that aspect. Moments, I think both of them have had huge moments. Oh, Inter Miami.
Ooh, Inter Miami are in.
Good
Was
save
it
from the keeper.
Suarez then who tried to chip him?
Yeah.
Luis Suarez.
Yeah.
But as you were saying.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, so big moments I've given to both of them. I think Messi's had as big as moments as Ronaldo has, in my opinion. Both, even at the World Cup, Messi had like how many man of the matches? He scored 2 goals in the final. Hit both of them equal for that. And then last one, achievements. I kind of have to give it to Messi, you know, because he has a World Cup. He's got 8 Ballon d'Ors. You kind of got to give it to him for that. It's hard to read. I know Ronaldo's got more goals altogether, but in my opinion, they're the 2 most important ones: a World Cup and
Great pass from Messi into
great
Suarez
pass, yeah.
into Miami, by the way. But Suarez, you can keep it as well.
Good save, yeah. But I think Messi, achievements-wise, he just edges it a little bit in terms of individual and team achievements. But yeah, I think when you add them all together, it does kind of go 50-50. But for me, it edges a little bit more to Ronaldo as being the greatest. But yeah, that's how I kind of determine who I think is the GOAT in different things.
Well, it's 3,100 votes in the chat, and it's 50-50.
Still 50-50?
Still 50-50.
I thought I was going to edge people with that one.
Deadlock. I know. I thought you would as well. Also, guys, I'm very sorry about we've got some super chats in here. John says, I bumped into Conceição in a chip near Old Trafford. He's after the United job at Christmas when Amorim loses it. Or don't. Honestly, I don't know where I've mixed up Conceição then, so I am sorry about that because he left last year. Dan A says, not the United stand, but thoughts on Emi Martinez to United.
I mean, we've had this debate before. He's obviously an upgrade, I think, to Onana, but the guy got a red card in the last game of the season. He wouldn't even be able to start our first game against Arsenal, which is going to be one of our biggest games of the season. So, I don't know. I think the disciplinary things is just a bit. I don't want that at United right now. So I'm not the biggest fan. I think we can still do better. Yeah.
I disagree. I think Emi Martinez would be a good appointment, to be honest with you.
Long term?
I mean, yeah, okay, he's nearly 33, but keepers last for a while.
I'm not talking about age. I think I'm not in that aspect. I just feel like I get it. He's an upgrade on Onana right now, and I think a lot of keepers probably aren't upgrading on Onana. But I don't know. And I feel like we're not going to be competing for the next 3 to 5 years. Do you think Emi Martinez is going to last at United for the next 3 to 5 years? I think we're going to have so many. We're going to run into problems where we're thinking, we're probably going to have to find another one. We're going to find another keeper. I don't really want that.
Yanni United says Beth's goalkeeper knowledge is legendary. Don't get me started.
Yeah, I mean,
do you know what? Someone should sign me up to be a goalkeeping coach or goalkeeping scout.
Yeah, I mean, Onana was poor from you.
Oh, do you know what? And it's time to set the record straight. We're on that.
I don't know it. I actually didn't watch it back then, so I don't actually know what you were saying. I'll be honest.
You were watching me since I joined the channel. What were you on about?
No, but you were saying it before. You were saying Onana before I got there.
Was that?
Yeah, I wasn't there that season.
Right. Okay. Well. I'm actually shutting the laptop for this because I need to tell the people we're on That's Football. It's a bit more of a chill vibe.
Yeah.
We can just have a bit of a laugh with it. Inter Miami are in on goal right now though.
Straight through to the keeper.
Straight through to the keeper. By the way, Diogo Costa for Porto is currently injured, so it is their second choice keeper that is in goal, Ramos.
He did a good game as well. I think all the keepers in this Group A have been arguably the best players. I think literally all of them. The Al Ali keeper, I don't know, I can't remember his name, El Shanawi or something like that. Maybe I pronounced it wrong. El Shanawi. He had a great game first game, and obviously Ostari had another great game. And I think the Porto keeper and as well the Palmeiras keeper both had good games as well. So that's being a United fan, seeing good keepers is like it's a dream.
It is a dream. Well, let me set the record straight. I'm closing the laptop again.
Okay, go on.
Because, like I said, it's more of a relaxed vibe. We're all friends on here. We're just having a little bit of a chat, watching footy together. It's all chilled. Let me give you the rundown of this. I have been tarnished with that Anana brush for so long, and I want to set the record straight.
Explain what happened, how it started, though, because
there's a few different segments to this, and I won't bore you with a huge story.
Yeah.
Did I want David De Gea to be moved on? Yes, I did. Because
a lot of people did, though.
Not because, right, I didn't hold a deep respect for David De Gea, because I did. He was one of my favourite players. He was my favourite player at United in them years when he was just absolutely like
2018,
insane. 2017, 2018. I remember the Arsenal game. He was literally just the best keeper on the planet. And I remember that time. But it had gotten to a point where he was still a very good shot stopper, but he was costing us games because his distribution from the back was poor. He was weak off crosses, and you know, he barely ever, I don't think he ever saved a penalty until his final game.
He made a few mistakes as well.
He made a lot of mistakes.
FA Cup final.
Yeah, exactly. FA Cup final, it was a big reason as to why we lost that. And don't get me wrong, you miss what you've got when it's gone. You know, would I have taken De Gea back over Onana currently? Yes. But in that moment in time, for what I thought United needed to upgrade, I did want him to go. And a lot of people did. However, when I was talking and doing videos about who my ideal goalkeeper replacement was, Onana was never on the list. It was always Diogo Costa, David Raya, and there was another one I was talking about at the time, and I can't remember who it was now. But you know, Onana might have been on there, but I was never pushing Onana. It was always Costa and Raya. They were the two keepers that I wanted. And you might not like Raya, and you might not like Costa, but they were the two. Do you know who was saying Onana?
Mark.
Yeah. Mark was saying, Goldbridge was saying, I don't want De Gea to leave. Obviously he didn't, and he was firm on that. But he was saying, if he does go, I want Onana from Inter. That's what he was saying. And then when we started getting linked to Onana, I was like, you know what? Yeah, I watched a bit of him for Inter. He was good. I watched him in the final against City. I thought he was class, and I was like, yeah, okay, sign him up, because I thought we needed that type of keeper. But the whole time, I wasn't saying bring Onana in, bring Onana in. I didn't push for Onana. I was just saying we should have got a different keeper. So
you know what I will say is,
anyway,
at the time, I feel like a lot of people are trying to act like at the time they knew Onana was going to be like this. We didn't know. Like, we didn't know. Let's be honest.
But everyone thinks that, you know, it's all Best's fault.
Maybe you're the leading.
Ring up Ten Hag.
Maybe you're the leading voice. I don't know.
No, because I've heard as well at the club that we were gonna go for Costa 99%, and then Ten Hag intervened at the last minute. Samu's in the box here. Oh, physically, he's top.
Good defending, though.
We were gonna go for Costa at the last minute. Ten Hag intervened, and we went for Onana because he knew him.
That's right.
Like you said. So.
Yeah, typical Ten Hag one.
Yeah. So.
I think you know what it is, when it comes to goalkeepers in general. I mean, United, we've been a victim of this before. Before Van der Sar came in, there was a couple of keepers in there that they weren't the right keeper at the right time. That makes sense. So we had to go through a couple of guys before we eventually found the one who was Van der Sar. So this could just be a repeat of that. City have done the same thing. You know, when they brought in, was it Bravo or whoever it was, they brought in a couple of keepers and ended up with Edison. And it happens all the time. It happened with Arsenal. They had, what's his name, Ramsdale. Yeah. Before obviously Raya came in. This is just another situation where we're trying to find the right keeper. Onana isn't the right guy, in my opinion, and we're just gonna have to firm the fact that we're gonna have to find another one, which I think is, again, it's just normal. It happens all the time in football. I
said as well I would have had Henderson, but no one wanted that at the time. And
Dean Henderson.
Yeah, Dean Henderson. I think he's a good keeper still, but anyway. Anyway, let's move on.
Yeah, I don't know about Dean Henderson. I remember that one Liverpool game.
Did you see his FA Cup final?
He had a great game, but.
Yeah, with his cap on. I still remember that now. It was awful. Anyway, let me read out the lineups again if people are just joining us. So, for Porto, you have Ramos in goal, Diogo Costa, who has been linked to Manchester United, unfortunately is out with a muscle injury. You have a back three of Fernandes, Pedro and Marcano. You have four across the middle of Mario Vieira, who used to play at Arsenal, Marua, and then you have a front three of Samu up front, Moura off the right, and Gabri Veiga off the left. Yeah. We'll speak about him in a second. The Inter Miami starting 11 is Ustari in goal. You have Allen, you have Falcon, you have Frey, you have Wygant, you have a midfield three of Allende, Kramashi, Busquets, Segovia, and a front two of Suarez and Messi, two of the best forwards I've ever seen play.
10 years ago, that is dangerous. Like 10 years ago,
in the middle as well.
You do not want to see that team. You don't want to see them two players up front. But yeah, obviously things have changed a little bit. I don't know what it is. I'll be honest. I think Messi could play in the Prem right now.
Yeah.
Like genuinely, I think Messi. I know.
Ronaldo could as well.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I mean he did like 2 years ago. So I think both of them could play in the Prem. I wouldn't say they'd be the best players or whatever, but I think stick Messi in our Arsenal team, they win the league every year. I'll be honest. Over Odegaard, they win the league. He does everything that Odegaard does times 10.
That is.
Is that a wild statement? Do people think Odegaard's better than Messi? I don't think that's true. Even right now, I don't think that's true.
Probably not, no. No, it isn't.
I don't think he's even close.
It isn't true. Yeah, it isn't true. It isn't true. You are right.
I think you stick Messi in the Arsenal team to win the league easily. Now, maybe not easily because there are other good teams in it, but I think they have a better chance.
Physically, would he be able to keep up with all the press and everything that Arteta would want? I don't know.
I think he's so good you kind of have to firm it. There's sometimes you have teams where, like I remember, what play? I can't see who that is. Is it Vieira?
Yeah, I think
that
he was
great
fuming
play.
that Samu didn't make the right run.
Flicked over his head. But yeah, I think sometimes some players are just so good, you kind of just have to firm it. Other players have to do twice the job to allow that player to flourish. And I think Messi, one of those players. The players around him, whether it's the other midfielder, Declan Rice, or the who's
Havertz.
Havertz, Saka, and whoever else is playing, Martinelli. They've got to do twice the amount of work and allow Messi to be the best player that he can be. So
I'm not sure at this age, but
I think he can. I think he's still that good. I'll be honest.
I just want to talk a little bit about Inter Miami's coach, Javier Mascherano. Do you remember him, Mods?
Yeah, I've been for Liverpool, Barca. I mean, I've not seen much of him as a coach. I know you only appointed him last year.
Yeah.
I think, to be fair, you know what it is with Barcelona players? I just think all of them haven't. Oh, okay. I was going to say the game once went off then.
Did they go for him just because of Busquets and Messi?
Probably, just to get that understanding. What I was going to say is, with a lot of Barcelona players, I feel like their understanding of the game is just a lot higher than most ex-players who turn managers, just because, one, Pep has got a record of producing, top IQ players. Xavi, obviously he's done at Barcelona, but I think also you look at players like, I think Iniesta will become a great coach when he's done. I think Busquets will be a great coach when he's done. I don't think Messi will ever become a coach, just because I just can't see him doing it.
No, never.
But Mascherano now, he's obviously coaching.
Jordi Alba's on the bench for them as well.
Company's coaching now as well. He's obviously played under Pep. So I think he's just produced a high IQ level of players who eventually, a lot of them can go on to become good coaches.
That was very nice from Gabri Veiga, by the way, intercepting and putting a great ball through out to the left wing. Comes back into Miami, doing a little bit defending there at the back as Porto keep pressing them and winning the ball high up the pitch and creating them transitions. Let's see what Messi can do it. He's so clean with it, isn't he?
I genuinely don't think that's a wild say. I might clip this up and put it on Insta. I think he would be an upgrade to the Arsenal team. Genuinely.
You just hate Arsenal, though.
I do hate Arsenal. No, that is true. I do hate Arsenal, but I just think
anytime Maud can slander Arsenal, he's literally all over it.
I don't think that's slandering Arsenal. It's more slandering Odegaard. Though. I just think he's just a bit overrated. I think Messi's just that guy. I still think he's that guy. Some people saying Yaya Toure, another player who was he managed? Who was he coaching? I think he coached. He started off in the City Academy, and then he coached a team. I can't remember what team he coached, but I think he would also be great as well in coaching.
I'm not doing that super chat. You can't get me. You cannot get me. Cannot get me. I've also got some quiz questions to bring in as well, by the way. That we're going to quiz Maud and the chat. So when you guys are feeling a bit of a quiz, let me know.
I've got a question.
Go on.
Talking about player. Oh, let's see. Porto can.
Oof. Ooh.
Yeah, he's gonna call. He's gonna call handball. Yeah.
On the floor there.
I was gonna say, what current players do you think would be the best managers?
Bruno.
Let's do United first. And which United players would be the best managers?
Should we go for every team?
Yeah, obviously.
That's a good one.
Let's go for some teams. Yeah.
Before we do that, I'll ask you one question because it's on my on the front of my mind, and then we'll go for that because I felt that might take a while. Gabri Veiga recently, signed back for, well, not signed back, he's never played from the four, but signed back for a European team in Porto.
Yeah.
He was at Celta Vigo. Everyone thought he was going to be one of the next best players. Went to Saudi at aged 21.
Like 2 years,
spent 2 years there, and he's now back in Europe at 23 still, playing for Porto, and he started tonight off that left wing, Gabri Veiga.
Yeah.
Do you think he can still make that make that move where everyone thought he was going to be one of the best players? Do you think Saudi might have stunted him? Do you think he can still get back to it at 23? I mean, I watched Al Hilal last night against Real Madrid. I thought they really played well.
Oh, they did.
So
they
Saudi
did.
have kind of, catching everyone's attention.
Ronaldo was right. Ronaldo was right. He said that the level here is higher than a lot of other places, especially at the MLS. So I think we've seen as well from, I mentioned it before, that not Al Ali. Yeah, you mentioned Al Hilal. And there's a few other teams. I mean, I don't even know if Al Hilal are the best team in Saudi. I don't think they are.
No, the best team in Saudi
Benzema's team, isn't it?
who won it last year was El Etihad. They won it last year. Al Hilal came second and Al Nassr came third.
Yeah, so they're not even they went toe-to-toe with Real Madrid and they're not even the best team in Saudi. So that kind of just shows the quality over there. There's obviously a lot of players. Yeah, you can say it's for money. It probably is for money for a lot of them, but it still raises the standard of the league in general, because when you're playing next to better players, your game also elevates, because you see in the standards of a player like Benzema, players like Mahrez, Mane, Firmino, obviously Ronaldo. All these guys are raising the standard of that league. So I don't think it's necessarily stunted, obviously, his growth. And I think, considering he's 23, I mean, he's nowhere near his prime. Like, your prime comes into your I say mid to late 20s. That's when a lot of players kind of hit the prime. So there's still a lot for him to do. So yeah, I think he's still got a bright future.
Rob has said Messi is 37 and slowing down. Ronaldo is 14, scored a goal and won a trophy for his country. You said it, not me.
What did you say? Sorry.
He said Messi is 37 and slowing down. Ronaldo is 14, scored a goal and won a trophy for his country.
Yeah.
You said it.
Yeah.
You said it. Keep getting your votes in, by the way. Into Miami. In the box here, good save from their keeper, Ramos.
Great save. This is a very back and forth game, similar to the first game. Like, a lot of chances, not that many goals.
Messi on the ball here. Ooh, good interception from Porto player there. Inter Miami going to win it back? If Inter Miami could get a goal back here, it would make things really interesting. I do think Porto are obviously the better team, and they've got more possession, and they look like they have more chance of scoring, but Inter Miami are still holding their own and creating a few half chances, I'd say, getting it in and around the box at least.
I thought Suarez was going to take it first time there, but he doesn't let it go through.
What are you thinking of the quality of the Club World Cup, by the way? Do you think it's as intense? Do you think the heat's playing a part? Do you think it's a serious competition? Like, what are your thoughts?
Obviously, I'll be honest, I've not watched most games. I'll be honest, early on, when I saw when Bayern Munich won 10-0, I thought, yeah, it's going to be one of those tournaments. Just the best teams just going to smack up the smaller teams and whatnot. But since then, I mean, you mentioned the Real Madrid game. City, what did they win, like 2-0? You would think like a team like City, who did they play? I can't pronounce the name of the team. Wydad. You think a team like City would be smashing them up like 8-9-0. And there's been other games as well where other teams that you're probably going to think that they're the main favourites haven't necessarily done as much or been as good as we thought they were going to be. I think this is probably a real eye-opener to everyone as to how good the quality of football is in other countries. That's definitely a foul.
Yeah, Luis Suarez doing what he does best, which is pulling down Suarez. A player when he's frustrated.
But yeah, I think it's been more of a positive surprise to see like there's other countries, other teams in other countries that can actually go toe to toe with like European teams. So I think it's a good thing in my opinion. I think in general, yes, obviously the money is huge and they're pumping a lot into it to make it into this big kind of spectacle, and they're kind of Americanizing football, which I don't think is a bad thing either. I know a lot of people hate it because they're like, oh, keep it traditional. As long as the 90 minutes is the same, I don't mind. You can do everything else around it. Just keep the 90 minutes exactly how it is. Don't bring in, American penalty. What do they call it? Like American penalties or whatever they call it, where you have to like run to the keeper. Don't bring in any of that. Just keep the 90 minutes the same, and I think it's a positive. So, I think the quality is good as well in general. You
should see when it gets into the second half. Me and Ricky saw this yesterday. It'll pop up and you can vote on a barcode for your superior player of the match.
Is it?
Yeah. But you know what?
I don't mind it. I don't mind it. Like it's not ruining the actual game.
Look, you're speaking to someone who would love a halftime show in the Champions League final.
That'd be crazy.
I would love it.
That'd be crazy.
But a lot of people would be against that because of tradition. I would love it.
But what my thing is,
I'd love to see Rihanna get up there in a
like the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
the only thing is
it'll
be a bit long though. Like our half time like 15-20 minutes. Their half time like 45 minutes.
You might have to have an extended half time, which I don't know if anyone would like. But
yeah,
still.
true. Like a Simon charity match.
Don't. Kevin says, any idea what's the attendance for the game? It's something I'm going to try and get as soon as we can. It's something that I'm on. So if anyone can actually send me that, what's the attendance for the game? I tried to have a look for it, but I couldn't quite find it. I know these games have mixed amounts of attendance. Sean O'Connor, thank you for your chat coming in. Isaac S says, why do we care where Rashford goes? Utter garbage. Oh, okay.
Oh.
Bit off topic, but you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd like to get as much money for him as I can, but I'm not sure if anyone's going to offer any money for him at this moment in time. Tom McBride said, as goated as Mark is, it's great to see you two doing a watch along. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And yeah, thank you everybody for the chats that are coming in. Get your comments in. Smash a like on the video if you've not already. Who's the GOAT? 50-50 still.
So go on, what players do you think will be good managers?
Yeah, let's circle back. Should we go through the Prem?
Oh, Porto have a good chance. Is he gonna? Ooh, off the line clearance.
He's headed it off the line there.
Into Miami.
Let me have a look here at the numbers to see who that is.
The Falcon.
Have a look here. Ooh, it's getting beefy.
Maximilian.
Yeah, Falcon cleared it off the line with a header for Inter Miami.
It's getting a bit hostile. I want to see exactly what happened. Why did they end up? It's a great clearance off the line. Great positioning.
We'll pull this back. Really good chance there for Porto to get ahead of the half time here.
Oh, nice little flick from Sammy as well.
I'm trying to look who that was. It was Mora number 86 on the right wing, took the shot. Only 18, can you believe, Mora, for Porto, and it gets cleared off the line by Falcon there. You know, people saying this is like a friendly in pre-season. That's not looking friendly to me.
Just saying friendly.
No. There's 100 million on the line.
Yeah,
I don't think people understand this. Like, that is a lot of money for each club. They are going to be 100% going for it. And professional pride as well. It's a trophy that I think right now people might look at it and think, oh, it's just a bit of extra football, you know, before the season. But I think in a few years' time, if they keep doing this, not in a few years, but quite a few years, you know, after a few, couple competitions, I really do think it'll grow and will be looked at as a serious trophy to add to your club's collection. Yeah,
I think, I don't know actually, is this, like, they don't always do it in America, right?
No.
Yeah, so I'm assuming that the next one will probably be in...
I don't think so.
Maybe like Europe or somewhere in Europe, I'm guessing.
I'm assuming, you know, Saudi might make a big bid for it or something.
I think it's going to have to be a country that has a lot of money and can provide the facilities that it's going to be like, it's pretty much a World Cup.
We were speaking about this with Rick yesterday. I think a big reason why it's being held in America is because it's a bit of a trial for the World Cup next year.
Yeah.
What's being held in America.
Yeah, but what I will say is, I think, like, let's say they were to hold it in England, I think it would be like 100 times bigger. Or like Italy or something, one of those like Spain or like Germany, one of those countries. I think it'll be a lot bigger just because it's in a home nation of one of like the biggest football countries, that makes sense. Because America's not a big football country, you know, so I've seen a few of the games, the stadiums are pretty empty, you know what I mean? And that's just because a lot of Americans don't watch football, but if you hold it in like I said, like a Germany or like a Spain.
But also with the times as well, they've got it on at like 12 on a midweek, not this game specifically. Yeah. Yesterday's game that me and Ricky did, it was 5 o'clock in England, but it was 12 o'clock midday over there. Like
America,
people, it's a Wednesday, people are at work, so the time zone makes it difficult as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Club World Cup is held, you know, in different areas of the world, and we'll see where it goes next time. But I actually have a look if it's revealed yet. Is the Club World Cup? Okay, I'm being told to type in Club World Cup Saudi conspiracy. I don't think I'm going to do that. Is the Club World Cup? Okay, right. Mods. I'm going to do a little bit of research. 1 sec.
Yeah, but I think it will continue to grow. And look, 100 million, that's more than what we were going to get if we won the Europa League, so it makes sense for you to take it serious.
FIFA sealed a commercially inexplicable broadcasting deal for the Club World Cup, said to be worth $1 billion with an entity that is now part owned by Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund, and that is being reported by the BBC. So make of that what you will. And I think The Club World Cup. Yeah, and the Club World Cup in 2034 is going to be held. The World Cup in 2034 is going to be held in Saudi.
Yeah. I know that.
Interesting stuff.
So did they just hold this in whatever country is gonna hold the World Cup?
I'm not sure.
TV rights,
Yeah.
which a part-owned Saudi company paid for and bid to
Yeah.
help them get the 2030.
Oh.
Okay, so basically,
Saudi are smart, man.
basically, to sum it up, it's hard to talk about this in depth while you're
Yeah.
live because you're being careful of what information you're putting out there.
Yeah.
But Saudi paid a lot of money for certain rights and are now holding the 2034 World Cup. So,
Okay.
money.
I mean, to be fair, I don't like the Qatar World Cup was one of the best World Cups I think I've ever seen. So
Yeah, I agree.
I think it was genuine.
I think Saudi did a really good job of it. What a save.
It wasn't even a save. He hit the post.
Was it? I thought he saved it.
He's hit the post and then it hit off a Starry's back. And then luckily it didn't go back into the net, but it kind of like just bubbled on the floor. Yeah, hit the post and then somehow, that is very, very lucky. Very lucky, but what a shot. What a shot. But yeah, I thought the Qatar World Cup was amazing, I've got to be honest. And everyone I know that went there said it was amazing as well. So
There's a fly that keeps flying into the.
in the thing
There's
as
a
well.
fly that keeps flying into the lights and causing so much trouble. I feel like I need to go and
Yeah, it keeps
try
coming
and
back, swat it
gently.
down.
No, not swat it. I'm not a killer.
Oh.
Gently guide it out. Suarez just tried to put a nice through ball through. Messi and Suarez keep linking up pretty well, but it's just not. They're not able to get through that back line of Porto.
Yeah. They've got that chemistry anyway, so you can see it on the pitch.
Also, if you want to watch along with us, the game is on DAZN, or you can just continue to listen to our commentary. This fly.
That is loud as well. I don't
Honestly.
think they can hear it, but that is so loud. But yeah, approaching half time now. I think
It is. How do you feel like the game is going?
I think it's been good. Obviously, there's not been that many goals, but I think it's been very end to end. Some good saves from the keeper, some good shots. Literally just hit the post about 2 minutes ago. But I think it's been entertaining. I think it's been a good first half. Hopefully, we'll see actual goals like in the second half. I mean, there was only a penalty so far, so hopefully we can see a bit more goals. If this like game ends pretty much like 1-0, then that means only Palmeiras. I think they won like 4-1 or something. They've been like 4-0 or something or 4-1. Let me check.
I'm just looking through as well, just in terms of the Club World Cup. So it's
2-0.
hosted every 4 years, which we already knew. But in terms of the location, FIFA apparently is eyeing significant changes for the 2029 Club World Cup, and the spotlight is on it being held in the United States once again.
Again?
So it might be held in America again. The current Club World Cup. Rumour has it, in the 2029 edition, FIFA plans to amplify the excitement, upping the ante to 48 clubs, and it could be spread across the United States, Mexico and Canada, similar to the blueprint of the 2026 World Cup. World Cup and Club World Cup, honestly, it's a tongue twister. I'm getting myself mixed up.
Yeah, literally.
But, yeah, it'll be interesting. Then you've got the...
Is it half time or something?
That is half time. 1-0 to
Why
Porto.
there's still 20 seconds left.
Oh, what's going on?
Oh no, it's not half time.
It looks. What was the cameraman doing then?
That
They
was so
panned
weird.
as if it was going to go to half time.
It's pretty much half time.
It pretty much is. There's
10
about 8
left,
seconds
yeah.
left. I do think this game is quite 50-50 though, and I think that is a little bit telling considering, you know, Porto are an established European side. They're in
They're a big side.
They're in the Europa League this year.
They're a big club.
We drew to them, and
Just
you know,
about.
Inter Miami are hanging in there.
Yeah. And to be fair, in Miami, they didn't actually. Okay, maybe somebody in the chat will know a bit more about MLS, but I don't think they were actually that good. Like last season in MLS, I don't think they were like the best team or anything. I think they just won that competition that allowed them to go through. And I think in general they were never going to play a tournament in America without Messi. So they had to find a way to get Messi into it, whatever way possible, and that's the reason why they're in there. So
to me, looking at it, the stadium looks pretty full, especially considering it's just at half time. So maybe that's just me, maybe it's just one half of the stadium that's being shown, looks super full, but Messi is there, he's obviously a huge name, and just to kind of round up on that half, I would say pretty 50-50 with Porto, more of the clear-cut chances, a crazy shot off the bar, few good saves from their keeper.
Goal line clearance.
Ustari, a goal line clearance from Falcon as well. Samu is who put Porto ahead, 21-year-old striker for Porto who looks very exciting. But, you know, the keeper Ustari nearly got a hand to it. It was from a penalty. So, and it was a bit of a controversial penalty. I personally think it was a penalty. He did end up touching his foot. I know it was only slight, but he did kind of, you know, step on his foot in the box. So I do think it was a penalty, but it is that penalty that separates the two sides. And considering, you know, Porto, a very prestigious European side, and some people look down on the MLS, Inter Miami are doing very well for themselves. And it's Messi and Suarez linking up a bit, but not managed to get through the last line of defence. Few half chances. But ultimately, I think Porto will be going into the half thinking probably could have finished it off a little bit more. Yeah,
I think especially that last goal line clearance. I mean, I think it was Samu actually who even flicked it on to, was it Mora who took the shot?
Yes.
I think, Sammy flicked it onto Mora, who took it great, by the way, because he could have taken it straight away, but he had to take an extra touch just so the defender can go down, he can get a little bit more space. Took the shot, great clearance off the line, but I think Porto probably will be, even though they will be a bit more confident going second half, I think they'll be kicking themselves thinking, we could have got at least another one there, and another two in that first half. Yeah,
and just to clarify, it was Allen who made the tackle on Mario, which led to that penalty that Samu put past Ustari just of Inter Miami. So that is the roundup. And we don't know if the teams will change as well. There might be some changes at half-time, so we'll bring them to you, see if there's any half-time substitutions. So we'll see. Thank you guys for tuning in, and let us know your thoughts. The Who is the GOAT poll now has over 5,000 votes and is still 50-50.
That's insane.
I've got some quiz questions to get through. We've also got the manager conversation to go back to as well. So Maud, why don't you start us off?
Yeah.
Who do you think is most likely to be a manager from Manchester United?
Okay, well, I mean, you mentioned Bruno already, and I think that's kind of the obvious one because he's the main leader in our team. He's very vocal. I feel like he also gets along with a lot of the players, so that relationship, that chemistry, that I think is very important when it comes to being a manager. Having not to be like a close relationship, but you have to get along with your players. You have to understand players and be a likable person in that dressing room, to some extent, anyway. I think Bruno has that. The only thing I would say about Bruno is I'm looking at it from more of a tactical perspective. And I have to look at the rest of the team, who do I feel like understands tactics the best and is the most kind of disciplined in that aspect. I wouldn't say Bruno. I'd probably lean more to, you know what it is? Actually, I don't know. I'm trying to think, who do I think would bring the best tactics to that team? Like, they would just know, like, the ins and outs. I'm looking at players who are more technical.
I think Bruno, you know, because he manages on the pitch anyway.
Yeah, but we don't play tactical
Maybe
football.
Maybe Martinez.
For a leader, yeah. I'm looking at players who are just more technical. I'm looking at like even like Eric. I know Ericsson's not there no more. But like someone like Ericsson, he might understand tactics a little bit more.
Ericsson's gone now.
He's gone, obviously. What's his name? Casemiro. He's obviously played in big teams.
Yeah, Casemiro's a good shout.
So he would have some added level of experience and knowledge on certain things. I mean, he's played with the best players in the world, or the past generation anyway. So he would have that added, understanding of the game. And he's played under Zidane. So playing under better managers means you'll learn a lot more. So he would be in that conversation. I'm trying to think anybody else. I don't know. They're the main players, I think. Actually, they're the main players.
Get in the comments who you think. A few people saying De Ligt would be great.
Yeah, I agree.
A couple shouts for Maguire. Mount is my dark horse, says Yanni United. If you asked this a few weeks ago, I'd say Ericsson, similar to you.
Yeah.
Friendly Smart Monkey says 2026 Portugal wins the World Cup with Ronaldo, age 41. That would be epic. It would be.
Amazing.
Also, a few people asking about where the World Cup is being held. So you have 2026 is across America and South America. And then you go to... It's across America, isn't it? America and Canada.
Oh, yeah.
It's across
North America, isn't it?
Yeah, North America. Yeah. And then you go to 2030, it's being held across Morocco, Spain, Portugal, Argentina, Uruguay and Paraguay.
That's going to be so interesting. I'm getting flights everywhere.
I know.
That's going to be crazy.
You should just hold it in one place.
Yeah.
So
even America's big anyway.
Think about Greta Thunberg. Think about the air miles, guys.
Greta Thunberg. Oh yeah, I was thinking of that.
And then 2034, it's going to be held in Saudi as well.
Yeah. You know what it is? It would actually...
Mexico, Canada and United States in 2030 and then... Yeah.
Does anyone know where the final's being held in America?
Is it at the...
MetLife.
I think it's at the MetLife, but let me...
What state is the MetLife in? What do you I'm saying this, yeah?
New Jersey.
I was going to say, because my dream would be for Ronaldo to win the World Cup in front of Messi's hometown. Not hometown, but like his...
In Miami.
Miami, yeah.
I don't think it's going to be held there. Yeah, it is at the MetLife. I've been to the MetLife Stadium. It's
good.
Insane.
I mean, America has some of the best stadiums ever, I'll be honest. I've been to the I don't know the name of it, but the Dallas Cowboy Stadium. I can't remember the name. What's it called? I can't remember the name. Somebody will know the name in the chat, but the Dallas Cowboy Stadium is insane. Like, I've not seen a stadium in this country like that. I don't think there is, to be fair.
Few people have said Shaw, and then Jems has put only thing Shaw could manage is his sick pay. That is jokes.
Nah, Shaw would not be a good coach.
I can't believe the vote's still on 50-50. Our producer Ryan wants to ask a question. Ryan, what do you want to ask? He wants to get involved. Oh, he's
AT&T.
He said,
yeah, AT&T.
Yeah, he said, give me a second. He's going looking it up.
Oh. I've got mic'd up. So.
Oh, he's mic'd up. Go on.
I had this debate last week.
Okay.
Who's more iconic or well known, Cristiano Ronaldo or Michael Jackson? Now think about it.
That is an insane question.
Because you've got the younger generation and then the older generation in the middle. I'll leave it with you.
There, man. You've hit me a tough one, you know. Because you know what it is? Ronaldo is the most famous person in the world, like, easily. I don't think there's anyone even close. Like, right now, obviously Michael Jackson's dead, innit? But right now, he's the most famous alive person in the world, easily. But at the time, yeah, easily. I don't think there's anyone close to him.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm talking about worldwide. In America, you're going to have more people who are famous in America, like Beyonce and all those people. But worldwide, Ronaldo's the most famous person in the world. But at the time, I wasn't alive in the 80s and 90s. But from what I've heard and from what I've seen, like videos and people that were alive, they said to me that Michael Jackson was untouchable. Like, it didn't make sense how famous he was. Like, you couldn't, because there was no social media. When he would do like performances or when he'd go to when he'd be staying at hotels, people would just stand outside, like thousands of people would stand outside just to see or have the chance to be able to see his face because they'll never see him like ever again. So it's hard, it is difficult. It is, I think it's a tough one. We should do a poll on that, to be fair.
Okay, we can end the GOAT debate. Is it 50-50 though?
Just end it because it's not going to change.
Okay, get your votes in super quick, see if you can skew it. So I would say, there's a lot of people in the chat. Ooh, it ended on 50% Ronaldo, 49% Messi. Come on.
How does that
I don't know how that works. I'm going to be honest, right? Even though the majority of the chat are saying Michael Jackson, I think it would have been Michael Jackson. I think now it's Ronaldo. I think in this in this current world, it's Ronaldo. But I think if you would have asked this question, 10 years ago, it would have been Michael Jackson.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, I changed mine to Michael Jackson.
Do you think?
Yeah, you know why? I just feel like music is bigger than football. Like, everyone listens to music. My mum listens to music. My grandma listens to music. Everyone listens to music.
Even if you don't watch football, you know who Ronaldo is.
You might know his name, but you wouldn't know as much as you know about Michael Jackson, though. Like, let's be honest. Everyone knows something about Michael Jackson. Whether it's a song, whether it was how he looked, like the moonwalk or something. You know something about Michael Jackson.
What's your favourite Michael Jackson song?
I'm not a fan of him, but I just know a lot about him, though. Like, I could tell you loads of songs about Beat It, and Thriller was probably the most high-selling album of all time. Like, I know a lot of stuff about him, even though I don't listen to him at all, and I wasn't even alive when he was in his peak, or whatever his prime, I don't know when his peak was, in the 90s or whatever it is. But I think with Ronaldo, you might know his name, but that's really it. If you don't watch football, you don't really know a lot about him, you know what I mean? I could go on the street right now and ask a random person, who do you know more about, Ronaldo or Michael Jackson? I bet they'll know more about Michael Jackson. That's what I think anyway.
We'll see what it says in the poll. I think Ronaldo.
I think if Michael Jackson was alive right now, he'd have more followers than him. I genuinely feel like if they were both at the same time, like let's say Michael Jackson's career started at the same time Ronaldo's career started, and they were both like going through their career together, I think Michael Jackson would be the most famous person in the world.
I think the Netflix documentary surrounding Michael Jackson might have
I don't even watch. I don't even know what that is.
damaged his reputation. But I've watched that.
I think it's Michael Jackson. Now that I actually think about it, I haven't watched it.
You should watch it.
Obviously, his reputation's been a bit damaged, and I'll be honest, I'm not even a fan of him. Like, I don't really listen to his music or anything like that. But
People are agreeing with you, Mods.
I just think I could.
People saying depends on age group. Jackson, defo over 40s.
Yeah, defo. Yeah.
MJ Easley says Tom Coyle. A lot of people don't care about football.
Yeah, I agree.
It's basically music versus football.
Music's bigger.
Let me have a look.
Surely music's bigger than football. Like.
I'm just typing in Google. What is bigger, music or
This can't be a
football?
debate. Surely music's bigger than football. Like every person on this planet listens to music.
Okay, this is AI, right?
There's no way.
It's difficult to definitively say whether music or football is bigger, as they are both massive industries with massive industries with different strengths. Football, and it says in brackets soccer, has a larger global fan base and is more universally recognised.
Over what?
While music has a broader cultural impact and larger revenue stream in some markets.
I don't understand how football can be bigger than music.
Football, global fan base, universal appeal and potential for revenue. Music, cultural impact, revenue stream, broad audience and market size. The conclusion is, while football has a massive global audience and is deeply ingrained in many cultures, the music industry's financial scale and broad cultural influence are also substantial. Both industries have unique strengths and continue to evolve, making it difficult to declare one definitively bigger than the other. Right, so you're sitting on the fence then, AI?
That's wrong. I don't even think that's true. Like, okay, let me ask you a question. What do you do more, listen to music or watch football?
Both.
There's no way you watch football the same amount you listen to music. How's that even possible? That means I listen to music every day.
No, to be fair, yeah.
Like,
no, but I watch some sort of football every day, even if it's a clip on Twitter.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
maybe that on social media, but then again, on social media, you can listen to music on social media as well. Because there's loads of TikTok songs.
Listens to music.
It's not possible to say you don't hear music. It's impossible to be on Instagram and not hear a song. Or TikTok and not hear a song.
Yeah, that's
say
true.
Michael Jackson to that would be good.
I think it's Michael Jackson, yeah. Like, I think music's bigger and Michael Jackson's the biggest ever artist to exist. So, yeah, I think it's Michael Jackson.
Let me... Where does Taylor Swift come into it? Genuinely?
She's not bigger than Michael Jackson.
No, but she's huge.
Female.
I'll say the biggest female art.
The biggest artist of all time
She might be the biggest
is
female.
widely considered to be the Beatles. You forget about them. But Michael Jackson is 100%
Yeah, the Beatles
up
as
there
well.
with Elvis Presley and Madonna, etc.
I mean, I don't know a lot about Taylor Swift. You actually know a lot more about Taylor Swift, but I think she's probably the biggest female artist of all time. I'm asking you. I don't know. I don't know anything about her, to be honest.
Obviously, me and Maud, I'm 24. You're 25.
Yeah.
We're young-ish.
Ish.
We're getting to our mid-20s now. But I would say that Taylor Swift is probably the biggest female artist of all time. Yes.
Someone clear
I
that.
would say that.
Bigger than Madonna?
Madonna is huge.
Bigger than
but-
Beyonce?
Oh, she's bigger than Beyonce, yes.
I
People
agree,
won't
I
like
agree.
to hear that, but she is.
I agree to that. I think Beyonce's overrated, but we're not going to get into music conversation.
Oh.
We're not going to get into that right now. So that's for another platform.
I've seen them both. I've seen them both live.
Oh, fair
They're
enough.
both insane.
At Tottenham?
No, I saw it at the Etihad actually. Ooh,
fair
enemy territory. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Inter Miami are coming back out now, but she is bigger than Beyonce. I know people are going to say that in the chat, but as much as I do like Beyonce, she's bigger. The numbers don't lie.
Is she the highest selling female artist of all time?
I'm pretty sure. I have to double
Bigger than
check
Adele?
it. I think she's bigger than Adele.
Fair enough.
Okay. I'm searching it now. Not that Google is always right. Biggest.
How we ended up talking about
I know.
Taylor Swift or Adele?
I will always make the conversation about that.
Madonna's just, I think she's the biggest shot. Celine Dion. There's big ones out there, you know.
Yeah.
But I think Taylor Swift over the past 15 years has just been absolutely just huge. So.
Right, I've put in. I mean, oh god, it's just giving me so many. How many? I don't know. I'm going off the cuff here. I wanted to see who's got more number ones, but Jem says, "Ooh, Beth, I hope you disinfected once you left the empty had." Do you know what? I've said they can only fill it up for concerts.
Yeah, literally.
That's the bread and butter.
To be fair, that's gonna be us soon anyway.
Amy Winehouse could have been. So sad, obviously, what happened to Amy Winehouse in her career. She was absolutely insane as well. Anyway, let's come off the artist. Although, what do people think? Madonna was insanely huge, early 90s. Exactly, that's a little bit before my time, to be honest.
Same, but Madonna was Madonna though, so.
Who is bigger, Madonna or Taylor Swift? Okay, while both Madonna and Taylor Swift are incredibly successful, Taylor Swift has surpassed Madonna in several key metrics, including total album sales and number of number ones.
Oh, is it?
So, I mean, can you argue with stats? Could do maybe, but anyway, the second half is about to kick off, and it looks like Jordi Alba is about to enter the pitch for Inter Miami. I forgot to do my quiz questions for you, Mords. I'm going to get them back up as well.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's not absolutely loads of them.
I want to flap at this quiz.
First quiz question. Who is the biggest artist of all time? Hey, no, I'm joking. Okay. So, get involved in the quiz as well, down below. And can you believe this? It's like this is being scripted or something. Who's more iconic / well known? 50-50 on Ronaldo and Michael Jackson, yeah.
That's crazy. Fair enough. I still think it's Michael Jackson, but...
Josh Payne says Madonna sold physical CDs.
It's hard to really debate a current artist and a artist from the past, isn't it? Yeah, streaming and you could say Drake's the biggest artist because of how much streams he's got. I think he's the most streamed artist ever.
Drake is up there.
He is, but he's definitely not bigger than Michael Jackson.
Absolutely up there.
He's not bigger than Michael Jackson though. That's impossible.
No, he's not. Because he's not as universal as Michael Jackson. To be fair, I keep thinking, would my granddad know who Drake is? Probably.
Probably, yeah.
But he absolutely
my
knows who
granddad
Michael
wouldn't know.
Jackson is. But then again, would my little brother, who is 10 years old, know Michael Jackson?
You know who he is.
Would he? I'm going to ask him when I get home.
No, you have to ask him. Message him now.
Should I ring him?
Message him. You can call him, yeah. Call him. Should I call my grandma? My grandma will...
I'm actually going to ring him.
My grandma will actually give you so much joy if I call her right now.
Okay. I hope he doesn't say anything bad.
Does your grandma know Ronaldo?
I should ask her.
I'm ringing him.
She supports United, so she might...
Why is he not answering? Why is he not answering? Hello? Hi, Alex. Quick question. Just really, really quick question. Do you know who Michael Jackson is?
Surely.
Yeah.
There you go.
Who's Michael Jackson?
He's a singer, a very famous singer, who died.
Oh, right, okay. Don't say anything else. Don't say anything else. Don't say anything else now. Do you know who Drake is?
Yeah.
Who's he?
It's a rapper who, his songs are alright, but...
And then, do you know who Ronaldo is?
Of course I do.
Yeah. Is Ronaldo the GOAT?
No.
Right, get off. I'm ending you now. Bye.
There's no way.
Bless him.
That's your little brother, man. You should be teaching him.
Oh, don't.
10 years old, he's not seen anything good about United ever.
Oh, well, he knows who all three are.
Shall I call my grandma?
And we are on for the second half. It's 45 plus 12 seconds, 45 minutes and 15 seconds if you're in line with us. Purple says the kid knows his stuff. Yeah, phone your grandma.
I'm trying to find a new number. I can't find a new number.
God, I had to cut off that Michael Jackson conversation real quick.
All I heard was, and he died. I was like, oh no. Nah, it's going to be hilarious. I'm definitely going to cut her off though, because she's going to say something crazy.
Come on.
She might let me pick up.
Please answer. What?
Hello? I go through. Hello?
Connect his headphones. There you go.
Hello?
Hello, good evening.
Oh.
Hi, are you alright, Grandma?
Yes, I'm all right. Who's speaking?
Oh, it's Miss Mordecai.
Oh, hello, Mordecai. How are you?
Aw.
No, I'm gonna go. I've got a question I need to ask.
Uh-huh. Bring the question.
Do you know who Michael Jackson is?
Margaret who?
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson, yes, he dead.
Yeah. Oh, into my. Go.
Inter Miami, you've got one back.
Jackson.
Inter
dead.
Miami, you've got one back. Inter Miami, you've got one back.
Yeah, hold on one sec. Hold on, Grandma, one sec.
Oh, bless her. Inter Miami have got one back, and it feels like the most perfect timing. Who is it that has got the goal? It is Segovia. Segovia has got the goal for Inter Miami at age 22.
I don't know what yet. No.
Okay, I got one more question.
Yeah, okay.
Do you know who Ronaldo is?
Who?
Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo.
Bernardo. Yeah, I know Bernardo.
No, Ronaldo.
Oh, Ronaldo. No.
You don't know who he
Who
is?
is? Yeah, who is he?
Oh, he's a footballer.
Oh, I heard the name, but I didn't know who is he.
Oh,
Settle the debate for us.
where have you heard the name?
I heard his name before, but I don't know who is he.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's okay anyway. Well, I'll speak to you later then.
You speak to me later again.
Yeah, I'll speak to you later.
Okay, I'm waiting.
Okay. All right. Bye.
Bye.
What is your grandma called?
Veronica.
Veronica. Shout out to Veronica. What an absolute.
Settled the debate though.
Honestly,
To be fair, she is older. So
Veronica, what a darling she is. An absolute cutie. And she honestly, she was not mixing her words.
Yeah.
And you better phone your grandma back later.
No, I will.
You need to phone your grandma back. She wants to hear from you more.
Yeah, I know.
And she settled the debate for us. She doesn't know who Ronaldo is. Wowzer.
And she supports United.
And she, come on.
Well, she don't really support United. It's only because I support United.
Oh,
That's why
bless her.
she hates Arsenal though.
Yeah, we love that.
Because she lives next to them.
We love that.
She lives next to them, so she hates them.
We will be.
Oh, I should have asked her about Arsenal. She would have made you laugh. Oh, she hates Arsenal like so much.
Should we do a show with Martin's grandma?
Should I actually call her, ask her about Arsenal? She hates Arsenal with a passion. Actually, no, she might say something too crazy.
I love that. Your grandma literally settled the debate for us.
I need someone to clip. So can we get that recorded or something? I need to clip
we
that.
need to. And she'll be waiting for you.
Nah, sure.
Bless. And she, it's the goal, by the way.
Happened straight away. I was thinking, oh no.
This makes it a very interesting game, though.
Yeah.
Because how this group's shaping up. It makes it very interesting. Just going to kind of have a look how this affects the group here. So
hot.
Group A, Club World Cup. I want to know who the Donaldo is that she knows.
She was like Donaldo. I said, nah, that's a different guy.
So yeah, Palmeiras beat Al Ahly 2-0, so they're top of the group currently. Why can't I see how this group?
Oh, is that what you meant by superior man of the player of the match?
Yeah, superior player of the match. So you have Palmeiras top with 4 points. Currently, you have goal difference. It will still be on 0 for Porto and Inter Miami, both drawn second and third on 2 points each.
Yeah. To be fair, at the start of the game, I was saying that I think Porto and Palmeiras are going to go through. I still think Palmeiras will go through. I mean, obviously they've got the win today, so that's going to put them in a great position. Porto have to win this. They kind of have to get a result. They have to get a result. Because I feel like the way Al Ahly, I might be pronouncing that wrong, but the way Al Ahly played against Inter Miami, they could have put Porto through a good game. I think they could even get a win possibly. So I think Porto need to get this win today to kind of put them in a good position.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you.
So I should show a photo of Ronaldo to. Nah, I'm not going to show a photo. I could send us a photo.
Trying to. 1 second. Let me find this now. Trying to find my information that I need. Okay, it's Al Ahly, I'm pretty sure. They are top of the Egyptian Premier League.
They're like the most successful club ever.
In Egypt.
No, like the world. Like I think they've won the most of everything. Messi take it. Oof. unless I'm mixing them up with another club, but I'm pretty sure they're like the most successful club of all time. Like they've won like they won like 100 and
They have 40 continental titles, including multiple Confederation of Africa Champions League trophies.
Yeah,
Al Ahly has
pretty
rightfully
sure.
earned that status. Wow, okay. Best team in Africa. And Palmeiras beat them 2-0.
Yeah.
Okay, so DNX says, Best brother might not have known any Michael Jackson songs, but he's heard of him. But would he have watched he would have watched almost every Ronaldo clip there is. I don't know if he would have done that. He'll have definitely seen Ronaldo and he knows him, and I'm sure that he would aspire to play like him, but I think he is more of a Messi fan. That's why I had to cut him off quick time. I had to cut him off quick.
He's a Messi fan.
Do you know why? And I don't want to reveal it, right?
Don't tell me supposed to.
My stepdad, who is his dad, so he's my
Yeah.
half brother technically, but
Yeah.
I see him as my full brother, is City season ticket holder. It's disgusting, isn't it?
Season ticket holder.
Yeah, so he's a City fan and he does the Highland celebration in front of me on a weekly basis.
You've got a City season ticket holder in your house.
On my mum's side, yeah. But my mum is a United fan. My mum is an absolute United fan and she hates City and always winds my stepdad up.
That's poor.
But he, because of his generation, I tried my best. I've got a picture of him in a United kit from when he was little. And I always
just in
taunt him with
case,
it.
in case he gets older and he starts to play for City.
My other brother, Hayden, who has the same dad as me, he's been actually on the United team before. Staunch United fan. We've had season tickets together. But yeah, what are you going to do about Alex?
To be fair though, I'm going to call out Greg. Greg played for City. So
You're letting it be known?
Just letting everyone know, innit? Producer Greg, if you're watching this, he played for City, so I mean that's probably the worst thing you could possibly do.
Free kick now for Lionel Messi. This is his bread and butter.
He just took a free kick before, it was kind of
It was a bit of a letdown.
bit
wasn't
wide.
it? Yeah.
But I'll be honest, Messi and free kicks, I don't think you can lose that. I think there's certain things in football that like you kind of maintain for a long time because you don't need energy to take a free kick, you just need precision and technique, and I think you don't really lose technique. The older you get, you kind of maintain it a lot more, and Messi with his free kicks, I remember his first season at Inter Miami, he was scoring free kicks, not for joke, but he was scoring some decent free kicks, so I think this could be a time where you could get a goal.
Varela on the floor there. A lot of people asking about Jacob Fat, who says, wait, what? When did producer Greg play for City? Messi takes his free kick. Oh my gosh!
Did I just call it? Oh my gosh, I just called it. See?
What a free kick. Lionel Messi, this is his bread and butter. And Inter Miami go from 1-0 down after a Samu penalty that just went past their keeper, Ustari, to being 2-1 up in the 53rd minute thanks to Lionel Messi. And Ramos is shaking his head, Porto's keeper.
What a goal, man.
It's a great free kick.
Messi, man. Your brother's probably cheering right now, isn't it?
My brother's probably going to ring me back and say this is why.
What a free
right
kick.
into the right-hand corner.
I told you, look, when it comes to free kicks, it's all about technique.
The wall doesn't do a great job, but Ramos is nowhere near it. Goes into the right corner. It's a brilliant free kick.
I don't think you can stop that.
I don't think you can stop it.
I don't think you can. Like, there's a certain things.
But the wall is pretty bad. But it's still a great free kick.
Yeah, it's hard to blame the wall there, I'll be honest. It's just a great free kick.
Nestles into the right-hand corner from Lionel Messi.
It's just Messi, man. Like, I don't even want to be that guy because I'm a Ronaldo. 50th, I thought I meant this season. 50th goal for Inter Miami. That's a lot, to be fair.
Do you know what I have literally written in my notes here about this game?
Yeah.
I have here goal threats, free kicks from Messi versus Samu. Samu's physicality to capitalise on defensive gaps. So you've got Messi there and Samu both doing what was expected of them.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And what I will say is, like, we spoke about big moments. This could be a huge moment for Inter Miami in this competition because they need to get this win. And that free kick, if it turns out to be the winner anyway, could be the reason why they go through. And after this, it's knockout football. So.
Yeah. And you know what Messi's like in knockout football?
Exactly. So
him and Argentina in that World Cup.
I'm telling you, Messi could play in the Prem. Could play in the Prem. How many
He's calling Odegaard out left,
calling
right,
Odegaard would have missed.
Yeah, now into Miami go to second on goal difference, 4 points, level with Palmeiras, and just one off in their goal difference of 1 and Palmeiras with 2.
Everyone's saying goal. I don't like it. Can we ban goal in the chat? No, I'm joking.
52% Michael Jackson, 48% Ronaldo now. Veronica doing the business for us.
Yeah, the game's gonna open up now.
Inter Miami look up for it. They look bang up for it.
Yeah.
Porto, I'm not going to lie though, in this second half they've been sloppy. They've not looked as energetic, and it feels like they've taken the foot off the gas a little bit. By the way, their goalkeeper, Starry, playing it out with a little chip there. Please go and teach Anana a few tricks.
I'll be honest, yeah, one season we might have to. We might have to. Because I don't know a lot about me. I know he's not their main goalkeeper. I know that, I can't remember his name actually. You put in a thing before. Inter Miami's main goalkeeper. But
their goalkeeper.
What's his name again?
Let me get it up. I did have it. I think it's Calendar, is he called?
Yeah, like David Calendar or something like that.
Their goalkeeper. Let me have a look. I want to get it dead on. I think I could guess, but Drake Calendar.
Drake?
Yeah.
I thought it was David. Though.
Drake Calendar. I think it's Drake Calendar. Have I wrote that down wrong? Let me just double check. Yeah, it's Drake Calendar is his name. He is 27 years old from Sacramento, California. And...
Ooh. Inter Miami running down the middle. Great challenge.
It's a brilliant challenge there.
Great challenge.
A brilliant challenge from Marcano there.
You know what? If I'm Ustari, Oscar Ustari, and I continue to put in these performances for this tournament, I'll be honest, in the summer I'm saying, look, I've got a couple more years left. Any club in Europe want to take a shot? I know he's 37, 38 or something like that, but I'll be looking for a move to Europe if I was him.
Yeah, well, Calendar plays for the US national team.
That's what I mean. So he's not going to be their main keeper next year. Like, why not? Why not see you can get a move for the end of your career, earn a bit more money, maybe, and challenge yourself.
Apparently, Drake Calendar has been benched.
What a pass from Messi.
Apparently, Drake Calendar's been benched this season.
Oh.
Calendar's currently injured, but apparently he's been benched this season. I've not been watching Inter Miami week in, week out, so I can't tell you, but I know he's their other keeper.
I mean, after this tournament, Ustari might end up being I thought he got injured. Yeah, I think Ustari might end up being their main keeper, their main choice, so.
He did play for Inter Miami. He did play for Inter Miami. He's just currently injured due to a hernia. Let me find. I'm pretty sure he was starting for him. I'm going to be honest.
Porto made a couple subs.
Yeah, we'll get them up in a second.
I think they took off Fabio Vieira. And who did they just take off as well?
The reason why Calendar's not been playing is because of his hernia that he's had. But trying to look here. But Ustari has been playing for Inter Miami this season. And he's been doing well for them. Hasn't really played much this season, Calendar, but he's had a bit of it. He's had a big injury issues, and Ustari stepped up and been doing really well this season for Inter Miami. LS says, just tuned in. How's the game? How's Messi doing? Mods, can you sum us up this game so far a little bit?
It's been back and forth between both teams. I think in the first half, Porto probably had the better chances. They had the penalty early on in the game, which, in my opinion, it didn't really change anything. I think sometimes when you have a penalty so early, the game kind of just carries on as normal. The momentum doesn't really switch. But yeah, early on, Porto had the better chances. But then, I mean, Messi with the free kick. Great free kick. I don't think he's been amazing this game, if I'm being honest. I don't think he's been like out of this world.
Got a moment, hasn't he?
I said at the start of the game, he's right now in his career, he's a moments kind of player. He doesn't have to run around the pitch for the whole game and dictate everything like he used to do, 7-8 years ago. But now it's oh no, I thought it was a penalty then. Sorry, I thought it was a penalty. But yeah, when he comes up with moments like that, moments of brilliance, and he'll be playing some really good passes through the midfield. I think he can change a game in a split second. So I still feel like it is open, and Porto have just made a couple of changes to try and offensively trying to make a difference because they obviously need to get a goal. So I think we've still got another goal in this game. I think there's something else to come.
I agree. I think it was very 50-50 in the first half, but Porto edged it. And second half, I think Inter Miami have stepped it up a gear. Porto seem to have run out of a little bit of steam, and Inter Miami have managed to get back into it. And fair play, they've definitely edged this second half so far. 61st minute, another sub being made. I'll read out the subs for you in a second.
I feel like Inter Miami have a lot of young players, from what I've seen anyway, to kind of mix in with the older players that they've got as well.
Just checking his calendar thing, because I was sure he was starting keeper, and he was starting keeper. He got injured in January 2025, which sidelined him for the start of the 2025 season, and has undergone surgery in May 2025. So that's why he's stepped up and done really well for them in their MLS season.
Okay.
But Porto, by the way, they're making Inter Miami look quite good here. And don't you think this shows a lot as well? You know, people will, you know, look down on the MLS, but they're doing well here.
Who's that going off?
We've got an injury. It looks like a pretty serious injury as well. If I'm into Miami, I'm not rushing off the pitch, by the way, here. But it is. Get this up here.
Vegant, I can't pronounce his name. Vegant.
You have. Yeah, Weigand coming off here for Aviles, number 6 coming on. So let me have a look.
Another player, a lot of, that's what I was saying before, a lot of the players.
Another 21-year-old from Argentina.
A lot of young players in this team. And
well, that's what Mascherano's known for,
yeah.
Bringing through youth. So you've got that mix of experience with the Busquets, with the Jordi Alba, with the Messi, with the Suarez, but you have actually got some really young players that look pretty promising.
Yeah.
Like,
who's that kid that everyone talks about? You know what I'm talking about? He plays in America. Everyone talks about him. He's got like 4 brothers or 3 brothers that all play football as well. And he's got like white hair, blonde hair.
I can't.
Somebody in the chat will know what I'm talking about. There's a guy he plays in America, and he's like supposed to be the next guy, the next like best thing. He's
Sullivan, 15-year-old.
Yeah. Whoever said that knows ball. Sullivan. He's supposed to be like the next best player or whatever. He's like 15 or 14 or something like that. He's got like 2 or 3 brothers as well that play football. But he's supposed to be like next up.
Apparently, okay. Let me have a look. Cavan Sullivan. Is that who it is?
Yeah, it is. It's definitely him. I remember the last name. I know it, but
yeah, Cavan Sullivan plays for Philadelphia Union, and he's 15. Was born in September 28, 2009. Apparently he has a pre-arranged agreement to join Manchester City.
Yeah, well.
That doesn't surprise me. Yeah, this kid.
Yeah, he's got like blonde hair.
Cavan Sullivan, yeah.
He's had so much hype around his name from like 13, 14 years old. Like everyone's been talking about him.
Piet Bays says, why don't they just play in Miami? The support would be great. I don't get that. This is being played in Atlanta, Georgia. I know Miami weather can be a little bit thunderstormy at this time of year, but I don't understand why they're not playing it in Miami either, to be honest with you.
But wouldn't that be like unfair?
I don't think so. Pepe's there.
Playing at your home pitch, kind of.
I know, but you get more fans in there at least for the Club World Cup.
Yeah, true.
Also, talking about Gabri Veiga, you know, meant to be one of the next best talents when he left Celta Vigo. He's been subbed off at the 59th minute.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not seeing a lot of him this game.
Veiga and Fernandez both got subbed off there. Borges and Eustaquio, I don't might be butchering that, I'm so sorry if I am, has been brought on. And then for Inter Miami, Aviles has come on, the 21-year-old Argentinian, for the injured Weigand.
I'm looking at a lot of these like kids that are in this Inter Miami team, and if I'm like how old is he, 20 years old, something like that, 20-year-old Argentinian player, and I'm playing under Mascherano and next to Messi. That's like
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
that
Isn't it?
is
Great
like,
experience.
literally the best thing you could possibly ever have. Like not the best thing, but it's like a dream for a lot of these kids.
I've just looked at the weather and it says 30 degrees sun in Miami right now, but storms can come on quickly. Tim O says, I'm in Florida and it's storming at the minute. Whereabouts in Florida though, because it's a big state.
Yeah.
We've got 51% on Michael Jackson, 49% on Cristiano Ronaldo.
These debates have been pretty close.
They have been
both
good.
of them. Yeah.
Any other good... If anyone's got another good debate we can have in, because we had the GOAT one and it was 50-50. We've got who's more iconic.
50-49.
50-49, I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
And we have who's more iconic and well known. 51% say Michael Jackson, 49% say Cristiano Ronaldo. My younger brother
Well, Michael
knew
Jackson's winning.
both.
Oh, he's winning.
And
Okay.
Maud's
Grandma.
grandmother, Veronica, didn't know Ronaldo but knew Michael Jackson, so she kind of settled it for us.
Yeah, man. I told you, Michael Jackson's just obviously age. I can't even say age because like it's not actually not been alive during like Ronaldo's time, but obviously back in the day, I'm assuming she was raised in England, innit? So not raised in England, but she lived there for a long time. Obviously, Michael Jackson in a country like Britain, Western world, it's gonna be a huge name, you know. So yeah, I'm not surprised that she knows a lot about him.
Zubar says, do Drake versus Kendrick? There's no debate.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm not even entertaining that
There's
conversation.
not a debate. I'm
not
sorry, I
entertaining it.
love Kendrick, but Drake is bigger.
I'm not entertaining that conversation. I'll get annoyed. We have to change the platform or do something else. Like, yeah, bring us some football debates.
Bruno versus Odegaard, boring. It's Bruno.
We settled it already last season.
Who's bigger, United or Arsenal? Obviously United.
Yeah.
Next poll, Bale or Neymar?
Why don't you do the quiz?
Okay, yeah, I'll do that. And another good one is Jose or Pep.
That's a good debate.
That is a good one.
In fact, I'll put another one: Josie, Pep, or Ancelotti, because I think he has to be in that conversation.
Okay, let's run that one. Jose, Pep or Ancelotti. Let's run that poll. And while we're running that, I'll do you some of my questions.
Sweet.
Yeah, he's got just the greatest. Pep.
The greatest.
Pep, Ancelotti or Mourinho. We'll get that.
I've got my answer already.
Have you?
Yeah.
So have I. So we'll get into that in a bit. Okay, few of my questions. Is that what you're wanting? Okay.
Yeah, go on.
Here we go.
And I'm not going to look at the chat in it, just in case.
Yeah, don't look at the chat because they'll know it quick time.
Just Google it.
Ooh, cross into the box there for Porto. But we have, first one, which club has won the most FIFA World Cup titles?
Club World Cup or like
Club World Cup.
Cups. Oh, I'm just going to guess Real Madrid. Surely it has to be.
Let me get it up, man.
Club World Cup, I don't know who wins.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
even
Real
know who
Madrid.
wins every year.
It's
so
Real Madrid.
it has
How
to
many
be.
titles?
Club World Cup.
I've been asked if we add in Sir Alex. Sir Alex is in a league of his own.
No, we're not doing Alex.
Sir Alex
That's
is-
disrespectful.
Sir Alex is in a league of his own.
None of them are a Sir except for him. So,
Yeah.
How many? It's gonna be a wild guess. 9.
5.
Oh, fair enough.
Okay. Who scored the winning goal in the 2022 FIFA World Cup final?
You say World Cup, you mean Club World Cup?
Club World
Okay,
Cup.
Club
Sorry,
World Cup. The Club World Cup final.
Yeah.
2023, 2.
Yeah. Give you a clue. It's Real Madrid that won it.
Couldn't tell you. I couldn't even tell you. Okay, what year was it? 2022.
Yep.
I'm gonna say 2022. That's when they won the Champions League, innit?
Pretty sure.
I'm gonna say Vinny. I'm wrong, innit? You're googling it.
No. Yeah, the Real Madrid won. Yeah, it is Vinny.
It was Vinny.
Junior.
Yes. I know ball, man. I didn't watch it, but it had to be Vinny.
I thought he was, but I was just double checking. I'm just checking. I'm pretty sure they did.
Did what?
Yeah, Real Madrid did win the world. They won the Club World Cup. Vinny scored the winning goal, but I was checking if they won the Champions League as well, and they did.
Oh yeah, they did.
Another substitution here for Inter Miami. You have Segovia coming off now. Big performance from him. Goal scorer as well for the second goal, the winning goal so far for Redondo. Redondo's entering the pitch now for Inter Miami. Get voting on the poll. Who's the greatest? Pep, Jose, Ancelotti.
We'll get into
Sir
that.
Alex is
It's a
that
different
level.
tier. So there's tiers in it.
tier above.
There's a different tier, so we're not going to do that.
okay. Couple more questions for you, Mods.
So I'm 2 for 2 now.
Get your answers in the chat. Which continent has produced the most Club World Cup winners?
Winners. Surely it's got to be Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to find some better questions here. Ones that you'll actually be able to get as well.
That was easy. I'm 3 for 3. Like.
How many clubs are
Doing
currently
well.
competing in the 2025 Club World Cup?
They expanded it, innit? I'm gonna say 32.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sick, yo. Okay, cool. 32. I'll just guess that. I can't lie. I was gonna say 36, but then.
You're actually smashing the You're actually smashing
So
the
4
quiz.
for 4. I feel like I'm gonna give
I
you
think I need
guys.
to keep going until you don't get one.
I'm gonna give you guys a bit of time. I'm not even looking at the chat. I don't even have
Okay.
the chat in front of me. So.
Okay, so this is a bit of a fun one. You can have an option on this one. One sec. Let me just. Ooh. Good cross came in from the right hand side, then into the box. A handball is being claimed by Porto. They want a handball in there. As Inter Miami's keeper Ustari collects it and starts playing out from the back. Porto with another decent chance, but nothing to show for it.
Yeah.
Okay. Which club was the first non-European or South American team to reach the Club World Cup final? A. Raja Casablanca. B. Kashima Antlers. C. Al-Ain. Or D. TP Mazembe.
Gosh.
So have a go at that one more. See if you can get that one right. If you get this one, what should I do?
Oh, I don't know. What are all the options again?
You just want me to butcher names continuously, don't you? You've got A. Raja Casablanca, B. Kashima Antlers, C. Al-Ain, D. TP Mazembe.
Okay, can we treat this like it's Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Can I get some like clues and stuff? Can I call a friend? So I call my grandma.
You can do 50-50, so I can delete 2 clubs if you want.
Yeah, I do. Actually, no, because there's no point. It wouldn't make a difference. What's the other last one in Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? You get 50-50, you get 400 friend, you get something
Ask
else.
the host.
Ask
the audience. They know the answer because they've looked it up.
Okay, read the things again, innit? Just so I can pick
one more
innit?
time.
So I can pick it.
Maud gets this. Okay.
Oh!
How has he not scored that?
Good cross into the box.
How has Porto not scored it? And it looks like the Inter Miami goalkeeper could be injured here. Porto desperately trying to get that equaliser now as Ustari goes down. Great play up the right wing from the fullback, passing it in to...
Oh, he could have took it
the
first
touch.
time.
That was a Rasmus Hojlund touch, that.
Yeah.
Who was it there?
And then he clipped the keeper on the way down.
Who was it?
Who you think, like William something?
I think that was that not Rondon?
I don't even look at my phone.
No, that was, I think that was, I'm trying to find
Number
out who
7.
that was. That was number 7 who missed. Gomez.
Yeah.
Gomez with a poor touch. I think it was Mario who put it across the box for them, down that right-hand side. Okay, so
Yeah,
that was close.
One more time.
One more time. Okay, A. Raja Casablanca, B. Kashima Antlers, C. Al-Ain, and D. TP Mazembe.
I'm gonna go with A.
Should I have another chance?
Okay, Mazembe,
Al-Ain or
Al-Ain,
Kashima Antlers.
Kashima Antler. Well, I don't even know I don't even know where these teams are from. Al-Ain, they sound decent. Go on.
Go with them. You're wrong again.
Yeah, okay.
It was TP Mazembe.
Oh my gosh.
Mords, I don't know how you didn't get that.
That's poor.
So
That's
obvious.
poor for me. I should know ball, man.
And it's in 2010 as well.
Alright, next one. Did anyone get that in the chat though?
Yeah,
They
but I
just
think,
Googled
I
it,
think they Googled.
Yeah,
What age were you in 2010?
11 or 10.
You were 10.
I was 11.
Wow.
Or 10 or 11.
Ooh, Inter Miami are in here. And a great tackle from Porto.
But I remember football from like that time though.
Well, I remember it was the South Africa World Cup,
yeah,
weren't
no,
it?
I remember that.
Welcome to Africa.
I like the book, like the book and everything. That was sick. Do you remember that?
What?
I feel like your earliest memory was like a bit later.
No, I remember the World Cup.
So how come whenever we talk about football, you always say don't talk about football before 2013?
Because I'm like, no, I don't say that. I just try and be safe. I would probably say like 2008.
8? You were like 6 or 7 or maybe.
Yeah,
like...
but I've got a good memory. Sometimes it depends.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. I remember 2008. I remember literally watching that Champions League final.
Okay. Who scored for Man United in the 08 Champions League final?
Ronaldo. Ronaldo scored, and I think it was Lampard who scored for Chelsea.
Was Ronaldo? Was it not a header?
It was a header.
Yeah.
It was a
See.
header. I think it was a Rooney cross as well. Maybe, actually, I'll name it wrong. I think Lampard scored for Chelsea, and then obviously went to penalties. And I think...
Who crossed it for Ronaldo's header?
I want to say Rooney, but I'm not sure.
It wasn't.
I don't think it was Rooney. Who was it?
I'm trying to think.
I can't
Was it
remember.
Evra?
I can't remember. I know it came in from like the right and then he
Was
geared
Evra
it
even
in.
there at that point? I'm trying to.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. I'm trying to think now.
But I remember the
Yeah.
penalties. I remember...
It was an academy graduate.
Oh, was it? Wes Brown?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've met Wes Brown. 2-time Champions League winner, you know. Seriously.
He goes under the radar. He generally does. There's a injury bed coming out here.
He was United's Jimmy Murphy Player of the Season, I think 2 years in a row, which is crazy when you actually think about the players who have won that award. He won it twice, I think. I'm pretty sure anyway. Like I said, 2-time Champions League winner. He was in the team from the 90s all the way up until, what, late 2010s, early 2010s maybe. He's got a stacked resume.
He has. Trying to. Waka waka eh. I still remember when. Ronaldo missed that penalty.
I was gonna cry. I'm gonna lie. My chest was hurting.
I thought, no way Ronaldo could miss this penalty and we lose.
That was like the best season.
I was 7 years old. I was 7 years old.
That's traumatic for a 7-year-old.
I know.
It's traumatic. But Van der Sar came to the rescue. I mean, well, John Terry ended up missing.
I still remember the Ronaldo header. I'm so annoyed I didn't get Wes Brown though.
I remember when
I thought
we
it was
did.
from the other side from Evra.
I remember. Do you remember we played that game with the thing on the board? Oh, was it you? Was it Sam? It might have been Sam actually. We played like a guess the player kind of game.
Oh, Sam wouldn't have known. He's
Yeah,
like
it would've been Sam.
tiny.
Yes.
Sam's 17 or something. Oh, good set piece there from Porto. A set piece near the corner flag, but it wasn't a corner. And they pass it out to the edge of the box and have a shot cutting inside. It was a little bit Garnacho-esque actually, and it missed the target. Fabio Vieira on the corner for Porto now.
But yeah, Wes Brown, I think we need to put a bit of respect on his name.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely need to put a bit of respect on Chris Brown.
Chris Brown.
Chris Brown? Where's Brown's
That's because you
name?
went to go and watch him, innit?
Pardon?
That's because you went to go and watch him.
Yeah. Inter Miami kind of defending for their lives a little bit here with 11 minutes left to go. Who's the greatest? Pep Guardiola, Jose Mourinho, or Carlo Ancelotti? What vote should I make?
Okay, so my vote is Ancelotti. I think Ancelotti's done. He's won the league in every single top 5 league in Europe. Ooh, great header from Samu, just past the bar.
That's what you get with his physical presence up front.
Literally. But I say it's Ancelotti, and I think second is Jose. And I know people are gonna say I'm biased because Pep, whatever. I don't care. I think Ancelotti's won. He's won the league in every single top 5 league. He won it with PSG, won it with Chelsea, won it with Madrid, won it with AC Milan, and he won it with, who else did he win it with? PSG, I think. So he's won in every single league. So there's no league that anyone can say that he can't play in because he's done it with all of them. He's won the Champions League the most times. I think he's won 6 Champions Leagues now in different eras. He won it with AC Milan in the early 2000s or whatever. Then he took Real Madrid, who hadn't won a Champions League in 12 years. That's their bread and butter. They hadn't won it in 12 years. He won it with them in 2014, the La Decima. Then he went and won it again with Real Madrid. Another, 10 years later, 8 years later, and won 2 in 3 years. I think he's the greatest manager, well, not the greatest of all time, but out of those three managers, I think he's achieved the most, and he's proven that he's the best out of the 3.
Well, that's Maud's comment. Do you want to know how the votes are shaping up?
Yeah.
You've got 30% Carlo Ancelotti, 38% Jose Mourinho, and 32% Pep Guardiola. I think you have got to remember that Jose Mourinho won a Champions League with Porto.
That's what kind of puts him above
That
most
is crazy
people.
work.
In my opinion, Jose...
Porto, by the way, I respect him, but that is brilliant from Mourinho.
For me, the thing that puts Mourinho above most managers is he does things that nobody expects to happen. You know what I mean? Like he wins things that are like when he's an underdog. Like he takes team, like I say, he took that Porto team, won the Champions League. He took that Chelsea team. That Chelsea team was competing against an invincible Arsenal team, and United were coming off their dominant era in the late 90s and early 2000s, and he won the league back to back, and they conceded 12 goals something in the season. Like what Mourinho has done to me is like it exceeds expectations. Whereas with Pep, he's done a lot and he has achieved, broken a lot of records, but you cannot tell me that you've looked at Pep and the teams that he's managed and thought they're not going to win. He's always managed a team that you thought were going to win eventually, even if it took 1 or 2 years. But with Mourinho, it's like he's done things that just haven't, they've been like extraordinary. Even like winning the Europa League recently did he win it with Roma or someone? I can't remember what it was.
Porto just put a good shot into the box, and I think it got deflected out for a corner here.
Yeah. But yeah, I should Mourinho.
Mora's taking corners now.
Yeah. Even when he
the
won the
18-year-old
thingy
kid.
with-
Oh no, he's just been taken off it, but he was going to take it before he got taken off him. He's been lively.
Yeah,
But no, I really like that argument there. I mean, Jose Mourinho winning the treble with Porto is just
Even
insane.
finishing second with United and winning the Europa League.
And do you remember when
he
Real Madrid played us and Mourinho was managing, and he admitted after the game that we were the better side, and I think was it Nani that was sent off that game
What game? Sorry, say that again.
when he was managing Real Madrid
Yeah.
against United
Oh yeah,
in the
but
Champions League,
yeah,
and
yeah.
we just
And
unfairly
then he got a red
beat.
card.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
I
Yeah.
was fuming about that, and I liked him though. His post-match interview, he was very apologetic towards United, if I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's nothing to do with his kind of legacy, but yeah. Well, the votes are pretty deadlocked between Ancelotti and Pep, and Mourinho is out in front. I do think do you know what it is? I find it hard to praise Pep because
hate him.
I'm a United fan.
I don't like
He's
Pep.
ruined my life as a United fan. But what he's done is pretty off the scale.
I'm not gonna say I hate him because weird, and I don't know him personally yet, but
But he's never done it without money, and you've got to remember that. He's never done it without money.
Yeah, yeah. I think Pep has obviously influenced football in general, which I think is something that nobody can. I don't think there's another manager that can say they've influenced the way our football has been played the way our Pep has. I think from Barcelona days, obviously, yeah, Barcelona had the philosophy already, but he took it to a whole new level. So I don't think anyone can really. He developed it to a new level where the whole world, like every good team, pretty much plays in Pep's style, or in a variation of Pep's style anyway. So I think that aspect, yeah, Pep is above a lot of people, or most people. But I don't know, man. I just don't see. It doesn't. To me, it doesn't blow me out of the water. Like he doesn't done anything, but I thought, wow, like that was, like I did not think Pep could do that, or I did not think a Pep team could do that. Like I feel like the Barcelona team he managed, if I looked at that team, I would have thought they would have won everything anyway because of how good that team was just on paper. The City team recently, I look at the team and I just think, yo, yeah, on paper that is a stacked team. Like it's about time they won the Champions League. It took them 9 years or something like that. The Barcelona team, the Bayern team that won the league, 2 or 3 years in a row. It's another stacked team. So I just think like he's kind of just done what we almost thought he was gonna do. Yes, he's hit a new level, but he's.
Can we just say, remember when Ancelotti managed Everton?
Yeah, and he bought James
Wild.
Rodriguez. That was crazy.
That was wild. But yeah, someone just mentioned that in the chat. Rich did there, and I thought I loved it when he was at Everton. I mean, when Real Madrid came calling for him, he had to go, obviously. But
And now
was so
imagine,
cool.
I'll be honest, yeah, if he wins the World Cup with Brazil,
you've seriously got to take note.
I don't think it's close. And I think genuinely he's obviously Sir Alex is Sir Alex, but
I love Ancelotti as well. I just love his aura.
yeah, like you've got to look at him and think that's the greatest manager of all time. I'll be honest.
That picture of him with his cigar after winning the Champions League.
With like Vinny and all
Yeah,
them
it
guys,
was
yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
William Gomez, right winger for Porto, who's come on 19 years old. He's looking very, very good.
Yeah,
Number
he's the
7
one
for
who
them.
just missed that chance.
And you know, you've got to take note of these players. It's like 19
He's 19.
from Brazil, and he's looking good for Porto since he's come off the bench. And
You know what?
I'm not saying he played for United, but he's looking good, and there is players out there that you can scout from these. You know,
I was gonna say like teams like Porto, teams like Sporting, even like other teams in leagues outside the top 5 like Ajax and all these kind of clubs. Sometimes they've got like these little hidden gems where if you pay like close attention, you're gonna find some very good players that come out of these teams. I mean, we've obviously had our players from Sporting, Bruno, Ronaldo, etc. But even Porto, we've had a few players that to play for us that play for Porto as well. I'm pretty sure Dallo played for Porto, if I'm not mistaken. I feel like he did anyway. Or what a pass.
brilliant passing behind. Dallo did play for Porto, yeah.
Yeah, so there's been a few players that have come from these clubs that have gone on to hit higher levels. So
Bruno said he thought he was going to be the best right back in the world. Do you remember that?
yeah.
He's been a good servant to the club. Maybe I'm being very nice because it's off season right now.
Yeah, I mean we'll see what happens next season.
It is the 87th minute, about to go into added time, and Inter Miami are 2-1 up against Porto. Javier Mascherano is going crazy on the sidelines. I think he's hoping his team holds on to this win, because this is huge for them in their group. Huge for them. It is a much-needed win.
Big win, yeah.
You look at the way that the group is shaping up there. You look at the way that Group A has been wide open. It puts them in good stead. Second in the group on goal difference to Palmeiras with 4 points, only 1 goal difference off. It's a much-needed win for Inter Miami here, and
Yeah.
Porto are going to do everything they can to try and get that equaliser to keep them on a level playing field. But if Inter Miami can hold on here, it's a really good win for them. That sets them up nicely in that group.
Do you feel like football, like quality-wise, is better now than it was 10 years ago?
No. Do you? I don't know if it's nostalgia that does it for me, but
I think nostalgia's a big factor.
I much prefer, looking back at old games from 10 years ago. I think they were way more entertaining. It was more free.
Yeah.
I think Pep killed football a little bit in that sense.
But Pep was in his prime 10 years ago.
Oh wait, maybe I'm thinking.
Because technically Barcelona, their best team was like 2012.
Yeah, okay, fair.
2009.
I'm thinking before that. 10 years doesn't feel long ago.
That was 2015.
See, I'm still thinking like 10 years ago is like.
What, like early Ronaldo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking 10 years ago is like 2008, 2009. But it's not.
That's 15, 16 years ago.
10 years ago, 2015. That is wild.
That is wild. Getting old, man.
That is wild. I feel like 2015's 5 years ago.
You know what it was? COVID just took away Sammy with another
But I
chance.
still think it was better then, because even though obviously Pep was in his prime with Barcelona, and look at the players he had.
I think the teams were better.
Like that Barcelona team is just ridiculous.
I think the individual
Iniesta,
teams.
Xavi, Messi.
Yeah. I think if you look at like club for club, like the big clubs, like you're not going to get a better Barca team than that. Real Madrid, you could argue, no, that Real Madrid team was the best team they've ever had. Even now, like
Marcelo,
a stupid team. Even like the Bayern Munich team with Muller and Schweinsteiger and Lewandowski, and like they were just really, really top teams at that time. But I feel like now, in general, I feel like the average player is better. I feel like the average player is better now. But I feel like before you just had like these really sick teams, like
talents.
like these teams that are just way better than everybody else.
That Barcelona team in 2010 could probably beat any team.
The one that beat us in the final. Yeah, I think that's the best team of all time. Yeah. Although I will say though,
7 minutes added on, by the way, for Porto to try and get an equaliser here. They are pushing, got another free kick.
I will say though, the Barca team in the mid 2010s, with Suarez and Neymar, and they, like, it's hard to pick which one would be better, in my opinion. Because I think that the attack of MSN is better than any other attack that Barcelona's ever had. If that makes sense. Because obviously earlier on, they had like David Villa and Pedro and whoever else is playing up top for them. But then I think that Messi, Suarez, Neymar, plus Busquets, Iniesta, Xavi.
Oh, it was just ridiculous.
It's just stupid. It's dumb.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Do you know what? Obviously, Barcelona are coming back now under Hansi Flick and they're doing well, but it's crazy, isn't it, the difference? Ooh. Bit of a punt of a strike there from the edge of the box. Oh my gosh, Blue Ninja just said 2019 was 6 years ago. That is wild.
No way, Kobe was 6 years ago.
That feels like a year ago.
I don't even know what I was doing in 2019. I couldn't even tell you.
Oh, don't.
Time goes quick, man.
Time goes so quick.
It's mad when you think like Lamine Yamal was born in like 2008, something like that, 2009 or something.
It's crazy, isn't it? Ian Tracy said, well, there's that picture of Yamal being held by Messi.
Is that actually real? I heard that's fake.
Is it?
I heard that it's not actually him. It's some random guy.
Ian Tracy said, PSG, Barca and Spain will hopefully help make football entertaining again. The football they play is brilliant. Well, Spain look like the best European team right now, don't they?
Yeah.
I know.
But even
Portugal
again, you compare it to that Spain team in 2010, 2012, 2008 that won they won back-to-back trophies.
Absolutely silly.
You actually can't get better than that. Like genuinely, they were playing with like 6 midfielders. They had no strike. They weren't even playing with a striker. And they had like obviously all the Barca guys. Plus they had like Xabi Alonso. They had like who else did they have in that team? Fabregas. Was Mata in that team? It might be a bit early for Mata, I can't remember. But they had a stacked team as well. Messi's the player of the match, fair enough.
Yeah, well, he's obviously going to get the vote. I mean, he scored that free kick to get him back into the game. But I'm trying to find the attendance for this game, but I can't quite find it. If anyone can find it, let me know. Let me know. Can't find it. It's really frustrating. But yeah,
Have they announced it yet?
I don't know. We do know that Lionel Messi has been awarded the superior player of the match. Do you agree? Do you not? Get in the comments down below. We've also got some chats in here. We've got Keel Robinson saying MJ is bigger, internet is not the reality. And Thomas James says Messi is the GOAT and isn't close, United stand vote. I mean, you can have your say. We are, and that's football.
Yeah.
Daniel A says, did Messi score? Yes, he did. He scored a beautiful free kick, I'm not going to lie. This is something...
Look at the attempts at goal, 15 and 5.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
This is something Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets, David Silva, Xavi Alonso, Fabregas. Do you know what? I even forget about Fabregas as well.
That's what I was saying, that Spain team.
Player.
That Spain team, like, it was, crazy. Iniesta was getting like man of the matches in the final.
I'd say Ustari could be man of the match in this game for Inter Miami.
Again,
I'm
though.
not gonna lie.
Again.
I know that Messi's going to get the vote because of that free kick, and it's Messi. But Ustari was fantastic, and if you even look at the shots Porto have had, and Messi's just been fouled and he's gone down, he looks hurt actually a little bit.
I will say though, this is giving me like World Cup Qatar vibes where like it just felt like Messi was just destined for Messi to go and win.
Who do you think? He's a little bit of a big game player, to be fair. Not a little bit. He's a lot of.
What,
to be
Messi?
fair, he's a lot of a big game player. I call Ronaldo
say
that,
a little
but
bit.
Messi is. He is.
Nah, he is. In that final, him and Mbappe were going like toe to toe.
He is. I know. I can't
He
keep denying it because I'm such a Ronaldo
5
fan.
man of the matches in the World Cup.
He is insane. He's back up now. It was a little bit of an over-exaggeration from him, I think. You just look at how every single player on that pitch looks up to him as well.
I think
imagine being that young kid playing with him, like we were saying.
I think Messi's just not real. Like to me, it doesn't make. Like, I saw an interview of he was an ex-player now. I think it was Boateng, not Jerome Boateng, Kevin Prince Boateng, when he played for Barca, and he was saying that like they had like I think they were playing Bayern. Yeah, they were playing Bayern in the Champions League. Remember the Bayern game where Messi like dropped dropped someone. I think he dropped Boateng, the other Boateng. I can't remember what game it was anyway, but it was a game where it's a Champions League game, and Messi was having an insane game in it. Yeah, he just got megged. Messi just got megged. But
You'd be clipping that up when you got home.
yeah, literally. But Boateng was telling the story of how like they went in at half time, and whoever the manager was at the time, innit, he was basically like giving everyone like the tactics, and everyone was like locked in, and Messi was just sat on his phone, just like that, just on FaceTime. Like, and there was some guy like giving him a massage on his legs, and Messi was just on FaceTime, just laughing on FaceTime with his friend, with one of his friends, and everybody else was like listening to the manager, and he was the only person who wasn't listening to him, not because of like he was being rude or anything, but because it's Messi, innit? Like,
just so I'll say, Ronaldo would never do that.
Yeah, he wouldn't. But
would he?
I mean, we don't know. We're not there in the changing rooms. But he was just saying like how Messi was just like in his own world. Like it didn't make sense. And he went out and he scored like 2 goals and he won the game.
Yeah, but
and it was just like,
if you're gonna do that, you don't. Yeah.
But it's Messi though. It's like it doesn't even make sense how he's able to do that and then go out and just be the best player on the pitch. But everybody else, you'd have to lock in and like be super like focused. To be able to have a good
Tevez
game.
used to be a bit like that. I know he's obviously he's not the
Yeah,
level
yeah.
of Messi, but.
But it's just he's just not
They
real.
nearly finished it off them into Miami. Just to put this into perspective, by the way, Inter Miami was 6th in the MLS table.
Yeah.
6th in the MLS table in 2025. Philadelphia top, Cincinnati, Nashville, Columbus, Orlando, all ahead of them. You know, to say they're about to beat Porto 2-1. Porto, I know they're not in the best vein of form, but. And that's full time. Inter Miami win. It says a lot for the MLS, doesn't
crazy,
it?
Yeah.
It says a lot for the MLS. And I can just hear Ricky now saying, don't discount the MLS, darling. Inter Miami have just beaten Porto. By the way, I love Inter Miami's kit. If anyone wants to send me an Inter Miami top,
it's nice.
please send it my way. That pink kit is beautiful.
But it's like I was saying at the start of the Watchalong, the Club World Cup, I feel like the main thing that it's going to do for a lot of people is show like there are good teams outside of Europe that can actually compete against other European teams, and it's kind of like a scouting hub for players. It's like there's these random players that, like someone like Ustari, I had no idea who he was before today or before I watched the first game. There's probably going to be other players on other teams that people are realising and finding out about because of the Club World Cup and because they're able to compete. Inter Miami shouldn't even be in the Club World Cup, if we're being honest. Like I said, they finished 6th. They only came in because they won a cup. That's like winning the FA Cup and getting into the Club World Cup. Like, it don't really make sense. But the fact that they're able to now compete against a Porto, and we saw Al Hilal compete against Real Madrid and pretty much dominate them and almost win, it's like, well, who else? What other clubs are out there? What other teams are out there that are actually playing well? And what other players are out there that could be potentials for European like top teams? So I think it's a good thing. I think we're seeing today like there's a lot of clubs outside of Europe that are doing well, that can do well.
I agree, and I would never usually have chance to watch, Inter Miami or, for example, Al Hilal.
Yeah.
And now I've watched both them games, and I know way more about them teams, and I've enjoyed it. And they've actually shown themselves to be good teams. Like a lot of the time, like you say, people that maybe are a little bit, I don't know, maybe arrogant, or
It's oblivious, isn't it?
have a bit of prejudice, would discount them teams. But you've seen them. You've seen Al Hilal go toe-to-toe with Real Madrid last night. You've seen Inter Miami beat Porto. Okay, yeah, Porto aren't as good as they used to be, and maybe are not in the best possible form, but still, they were playing Europa League football this year. So it kind of shows these teams, doesn't it? So, and I think that was a great watch-along. We had some good debates.
Pretty quick, to be fair, yeah.
I think Ronaldo just won the Messi and
just about, yeah.
Messi-Ronaldo GOAT debate. He was lucky that we ended that poll before Messi scored that free kick.
Yeah, literally, I would have swung.
I think Michael Jackson was voted more famous just than...
I'll get it to my grandma, though. She did sway people.
Than Ronaldo. And then people voted Jose Mourinho is the best out of Ancelotti.
What was the final thing for that? I didn't even see it. The Mourinho one.
I think it ended 38% Mourinho and then
he was second?
33% Pep. Wait, 36 Mourinho, 35 Pep, 27 Ancelotti. So
a lot of City fans in there, man.
yeah.
He's got the most charges.
Pardon?
He's got the most charges, man. Charges.
Who's got the most chat? honestly. Everyone, guys, make sure you smash a like on the video, by the way. Messi voted man of the match, and what a great watch along. Thank you, everybody, for getting involved. Thanks, Mords, for joining me.
It's a good one, actually. I'm looking
it was fun, wasn't it? It's got me into the Club World Cup. Like, watching last night, I went home after my watch along of City versus Wydad with Ricky. I went and watched Real Madrid and
Oh, hello.
Al Hilal. And by the way, Ruben Neves still got it.
Is it?
Yeah, and also, who is it? Milinkovic-Savic in the midfield for Al Hilal.
I don't know
We
that
were
team,
linked
I'll be
to
honest. I
him.
don't know
We
that
were
team.
linked to him for so many years, and he was fantastic. Trent dropped a stinker.
Yeah, we're happy
Obviously,
about
it's his debut, I know. But anyway, it's the Club World Cup. Even though there is some games you look at and you think, you get a chance to. Who doesn't love football? You get a chance to watch a bit of football, see some teams you wouldn't usually maybe have a chance to watch, and there's the watch-alongs on That's Football that you have to tune into because we've had some good convo tonight.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it. Especially because I've not been there for like a week or so. It's been good talking about ball. So I can't wait till the next one. I don't know what the next game we're going to do is, but hopefully it's a good one anyway. I think the teams, the fact that we've watched these two teams and we probably fought before the game, might be a bit of a ball fest, but it's a pretty good game. So I feel like every game from now could be the same, really.
Proper good game. A few people saying we should have had Conte in that argument. I don't think quite.
Antonio Conte.
Good manager.
Nah,
Very
he's
good
not
manager.
on that level though.
Very
tier below.
He's very good manager though. Very good.
He is. But in my opinion, it goes Sir Alex and then them three and then
start getting to the others.
the rest of them, and then
Is
right at the
Klopp going
bottom.
to that debate?
Not in the tier that we just spoke about.
No, in the Conte one. Conte bracket. Anyway, maybe.
Nah, he doesn't.
Sanjid said one of the best watch-alongs in recent times. Thank you very much. I give shout out to Veronica for making that special.
Might have to be a regular thing now to call every game.
It is. Well, thank you everybody for watching, and make sure you subscribe to That's Football if you haven't already. Turn the notifications on because we'll be covering a lot of watch-alongs here for the Club World Cup, and you have the daily transfer videos across all the Premier League teams on That's Football, so stay tuned to check them out. And obviously, the United Stand, we have all the breaking latest Manchester United news on the greatest United channel in the world. So thank you for watching that. Thank you everyone for all of your comments, and we will see you on the next one.